All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Eamon. Good morning, Peter. How are you guys today?
My side, I'm great. It's a good sunny morning. It feels like summer has finally arrived, so that's good to see. Eamon, do you have summer? Does it feel like summer where you are?
It does feel like summer. The weather is amazing. I woke up nicely. It was sunny, had a good walk outside, and now I'm having my second coffee. The charts are up. I mean, I can't ask for more.
Do you know what the sad thing is? We're realizing that I think Sunday was the summer solstice, which essentially means in the northern hemisphere here, that means that all the days get shorter from here on to the end of the year. And I said that, and I always like the response when my girls and my wife are like, "Don't say that. Come on." I'm like, well, it doesn't change the fact. Like, I'm not making it happen by saying it. That's just the reality. But yeah, but we don't want to think about it. I'm like, well, that's the reality of life. But anyway, it seems odd, like, especially in Canada, like June, mid to late June, this is when summer feels like it's just getting started, but it is the longest day of the year, and it just gets shorter, for the rest of the summer.
That was Sunday, right? Yeah. Sunday was the longest day of the year. Yeah, okay,
right.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be
someone mentioned that to me at the barbecue, and they also believe that the Earth is spinning faster. They saw a documentary where the Earth is spinning faster, so the time is going quicker. And I'm like, and she's like, it feels that way. I'm like, you sure you're just not getting older? And then it feels like everything's going quicker.
That is the real effect is actually as we get older, we slow down, and it makes everything else feel faster. She's not wrong though. They have done studies, and the Earth is spinning faster. If I could get technical, it doesn't mean time's going faster, right? Just the Earth spins. It doesn't actually change the time. But anyways, but we're talking about something like, I can't remember what it's like, 100th of a second per year. Like it's so infinitesimal that, frankly, it's
now is it spinning faster around or on its axis?
On its axis is my understanding. There's something about. Anyways, but it's one of these, slight variability things.
It'll get to the point where every 6 hours will be day and night. Every 6 hours, right? I mean, that's what you're telling me.
In like 100 million years, yeah.
All right. We'll if AI can get this correctly and robots, and they can put my brains in a robot, survive a couple of years, we'll be around for that. At least our thoughts will. But
we'll be able to see all that.
All right. Excellent. Friends, welcome to the the pre-market prep. I can't even talk. Pre-market prep. Good to have everybody over on X, on YouTube, and our members in chat. Here is the gappers list for today. As you can see, you probably saw some charts already. Not everything, but most things in the red this morning, even with some positive news. I heard there was like a couple of billions of barrels that passed through the Strait of Hormuz, the record, of course, because all the ships are right there or filled, ready to go through. And now that it's open, it was a record number of barrels that went to the Strait of Hormuz throughout the last couple of hours. So I don't know. Everything seems positive, but we're down, Peter. So it's going to be interesting, Eamon, on what's going on with especially semis driving everything lower. And we'll see. We'll see what's driving all of this.
I think we have to remember there's an old axiom in the market, right? That you buy the rumor, sell the news, and
always
that tends to apply all the time, which means that, frankly, by the time the actual events happen, the market tends to go into a little depression, right? Like, even if it's the best news, it'll say, well, we've already factored that in, so there's nowhere to go but down. And you're right, Carlos. It is sort of a strange reaction, but we see it time and time again with different events, right? Big and small, that, it's sort of like the market can get excited on the rumor of it happening, but when it actually does occur, you don't get the reaction you expect. So yeah, be careful if you're going to try and make trades based on the news, because again, the news doesn't always, create the reaction that you might expect.
Yeah, 100% agree. So yeah, we'll dive into this gappers list. See some of the stuff that are gapping down. We got Quantum on the way up, all of Quantum. I see InfoQ, QBTS, QUBT. I don't see Rigetti Spaghetti on here, but I'm sure it's not too far behind. And we'll see what's driving all of those. But first, Let's go with Eamon and Monday in 60 seconds.
All right, guys. So first of all, good morning, everyone. Good morning, YouTube. And Monday was a very strange market day. I honestly struggled, but I wouldn't blame the markets. But anyway, it definitely was not a clean rally yesterday. The Dow finished higher. The Russell 2000 closed above 3,000 for the first time ever. But the S&P and Nasdaq finished lower. So we had another rotation. Small caps made history while the big tech got a hit yesterday, and it seems that we are still getting the hits, and you probably have seen that on the gappers list. That is the market we are in right now. Money is not leaving everything. It keeps moving around, and yesterday it moved away from the mega cap tech and into other areas of the market. The biggest stock story yesterday was SpaceX. SpaceX fell more than 16%, and that's its worst day since the IPO. And the reason was simple. The company went into the bond market for the first time. There are reports saying that the deal could be around $20 billion, and the money is expected to help refinance the bridge debt tied to the XAI acquisition. Now, this does not mean that SpaceX is in trouble, but the company still has a huge cash balance after the IPO. I think it's just that the market did not like the timing. SpaceX just went public recently. The stock already had a massive run, and now investors are being reminded that Musk's AI and rocket ambitions require a lot of money. So the market started asking a new question. Is SpaceX becoming a very expensive AI infrastructure story too? That's basically why it got hit so hard. And the weakness spread also into the big tech. Alphabet fell around 5%. Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, they were also down. And part of that was the AI spending concern. But Alphabet also had another problem and another news. John Jumper, one of the key scientists behind AlphaFold, he is leaving Google for Anthropic. And that might sound like just one person going from one job to another, but in AI and in big companies, the talent is the product. So when you get top researchers leaving, the market starts asking, why are the best people in this company starting to move somewhere else? That's why AI talent and big workers are very important. It's not just headlines, it's about who controls the next AI breakthrough. Another story that we had yesterday was oil. It kept falling. Peter said it. We had some good news. The US gave Iran a temporary 60-day license to sell oil while they figure out the big points that they still disagree on. And that helped push Brent below the $78. The West Texas Intermediate also fell a lot. So the energy is finally cooling off. We are getting lower oil. We are getting lower gas, which helps both consumer and the inflation story. And this is why the market did not completely get crashed. So one thing that we still have as a problem is the Fed. The yields are elevated. The market is still pricing the risk of September hike, and that pressure just hits the tech sector first. So yesterday we had a message that's oil is good, it's helping the market, but the higher rates, they are creating some fear, they are hurting the mega cap, and that is why the market sells off. Finally, we had another political story from the UK. Keir Starmer resigned as a prime minister. I mean, it did not get the US market to drop, but it still added some global uncertainty, and the market loves certainty. Whenever there is something off, market just suddenly starts reacting it. That's it for yesterday, and that's the summary for it. Let's go to what to expect today. Today, we have three things to watch. The first thing is the PMIs in the morning. The second thing is FedEx after the market close. And the third is oil and SpaceX. Will they keep moving in the same direction from yesterday, or we're going to have some recovery? Let's start with the PMIs. At 9:45, we get the S&P Global Flash PMI for June, manufacturing and services. And I think these are important. They're important because it gives us one of the first reads into how businesses are doing this month. Right now, the market is asking two questions. Is growth slowing? And are price pressures finally cooling off. The second part is the most important part. Oil dropped a lot, gas is moving lower, so if PMI report shows prices paid cooling, so that would probably help the disinflation story. However, the oil started dropping the last week, so this might not just show in the numbers this fast. And if prices are still bad, or if services activity weakens, then the Fed problem would still be alive. So I would not only watch the headline number, watch the prices, the new orders, and watch the services, because services are probably the part of the economy that the Fed cares the most about. The second one the second event today after the close is FedEx, who are getting their earnings. And it's not just a package company, it shows you a lot about the economy. If businesses are shipping more, that usually tells you the demand is still alive. If the shipping slows, it tells you that economy may be cooling off. So tonight or in the evening, depends on where you live, the important part is not whether FedEx beats or misses. The important part is guidance. What do they say about the global trade, about shipping volume, about cost savings? What do they say now that the freight spin-off is behind them? So the market right now is trying to figure out whether the Iran deal and lower prices are actually helping the economy, and FedEx can give us a clean read on that. And the final thing, or the third thing, is oil. Like I said, oil kept falling yesterday, but still keep an eye on headlines. The deal is not finalized. 60 days window, anything can happen. And the last thing is SpaceX. SpaceX dropped as low as $154 yesterday. Today, during the pre-market, it sold off below the open price for the IPO, which was $150. And that puts a lot of pressure into it. So if we hold around the $150 area or the open of the IPO price, that would be good. If we keep selling off, then that's not good for SpaceX. We'll talk more about SpaceX during the featured story today. For now, let's move to the economic calendar with Peter, and we'll discuss everything in detail a little bit later today.
Sorry. Eamon, yes, covered in general. We have big number here is the PMI number, and even that, I would say it's the biggest of the day. 9:45 is when that comes out, 15 minutes after the market open. We'll see if it has a market impact. Like we've been saying so frequently, right, over the last 6 months, the market has largely ignored economic data. However, right, with the new Fed chair in, with the SpaceX IPO behind us, it feels like this market is in a good position to start paying attention to economic data again, probably mostly influenced, of course, by the new let's call it the promised new attitude at the Fed. We haven't yet seen the impact of that, right? But when Warsh spoke last week, he really hinted at a new Fed that's going to be less informative, wants to take a backseat from the economy and let the market figure itself out, which means the market can't look to the Fed for direction. It's going to need to look to the economic data like it used to. So, and that's really what Warsh is trying to drive. And you know what? I hadn't thought about it till he mentioned it, but it does make a lot of sense. So we'll see. We'll see if the market can start thinking for itself and using this data a little more actively, because as we had seen, like I mentioned, over the last 6 months, especially, probably longer than that, 18 months or so, we would tell you the economic data and the market usually would do almost nothing in reaction. So we'll see if that starts to change. 9:45 would be a good test. The ADP employment number was supposed to have come out just a minute ago, but I don't yet see it. So I'm here scanning for it, and it doesn't look like it's out yet. So for whatever reason, it's not yet here, but we'll let you know when that happens. But 9:45 is when the key thing that we're looking for comes out.
All right, there we go.
Carlos.
Thank you, sir. We've been troubleshooting X. X is acting funny, acting funky. So it's not letting us members, whether you're a verified member or not, it's not allowing us to chat, right? It keeps coming up. It's not live, but it's not an issue with us. It's just X. And I know they were down. When was it? A couple of days ago, they were having problems too. If you guys remember that. So, they were down. Nothing was loading. Every time you hit refresh, none of the feed was working. So that's the issue, guys. So it's not a setting on my end. It was driving me nuts because I kept canceling and restarting. But our settings are done right. But for some reason, this is not working. Now, if you go to an app, from my X app, I'm able to chat with no problem. So it's definitely a X situation with the browsers.
Sell SpaceX.
So SpaceX or Twitter. Oh man.
Well, no,
the good old
it's
Twitter.
all part of the company now, right?
Yeah.
Part of the IPO. So
I agree.
Anyways.
Maybe that's why X is selling down this morning. Look at that.
Maybe.
Last couple of days not doing some hot. We're at a very interesting level, by the way, on X. We're just right at the IPO price, dipped below it before a few minutes ago. So it's very interesting times for X.
Eamon's going to talk about it more when he gets to his future story, but I will just say, we told you so. Remember how many times we warned about IPOs?
We said it. Yeah.
What happens when they open? So we'll see what happens. But I am firmly convinced this thing has every opportunity to go lower and potentially much lower. But we'll see.
Yeah, we sure will. All right, friends. And so nothing different on SpaceX than what we've seen in the past with other IPOs. For now, that could change very drastically shortly. But let's take a look at our gappers list, brought to you by TradingTerminal.com. Friends, you can always head over there and see tools just like this one. A couple of things in the green. ICCM leading the way, low flow. This stock has been, I think it was on gap down yesterday, gap up today. I don't know, but it's been on our list quite a bit. Here's it again, gapping up this morning. ICCM, low flow of a 39 million shares flow. And if we look at our daily, let's bring that in right over here. You can see how active it has been over the last couple of days. Not as much volume as that first initial day where it gapped up 130, 140 million shares traded. Look at the move all the way up here. And today we're getting a little bit of action. So, Peter, continuation on this one, 3.9 million shares traded, up 15%, as high as 834. And even right now, it's rocking at the moment, or at least trying to.
Yeah, and they're doing a good job of sort of drip feeding news to the market. Now, yesterday, like you said, they did gap up but sold off, and it looks like whereas yesterday they had some FDA clearance for their treatment of breast cancer. Today they're saying that they are potentially looking at some regulatory approval and support out of Japan. So. Anyways, that's good news as they continue to expand their global reach for their breast cancer data. ProSense is what it's called. But anyways, it's a biotech type company, right? You got to be careful with it. I don't know. I'm looking at the price action from yesterday, Carlos. It looks like it was relatively hard to trade, but it's got volume. You know, it had volume yesterday. It looks like it's going on track to get even more volume today. This is a stock, by the way, that, prior to 4 days ago, it was trading under 100,000 shares a day on average. So, the fact that it's got 4 million shares, it clearly is, in play when it wasn't before. So, if you're a low float trader, this looks like potential for you. Now, it is hard to borrow, which means you can only trade to the long side, at least on my platform. So, buyer beware. But it's active.
Yeah, be careful on this one, guys. Very, very low flow that is in play this morning. I don't. Would I put it on my popcorn list? I don't know. Maybe. If it makes a new high, if it goes above 834, we'll definitely add it on here. Let's make sure it can actually do that. And it's not just flaring up and heading back down to the lows. Let's look at Zeta, ZETA this morning. And this one is gapping up 8.3, but man, there's really not a whole lot of activity in the pre-market. So if you look at it here, you do have 1.1 million shares traded, but it's moving very, very slow. This stock normally does not get great volume, as you can see on the daily here. So not one that I'll be watching. Zeta Global is the name of the ticker, Peter. But again, this does not fit my criteria. Also sitting on the New York Stock Exchange as well. Nothing wrong with the New York Stock Exchange. Just got to be aware that those stocks do trade a little bit different on that exchange.
Yeah, now I think they're moving here this morning is that there's rumor, but no actual confirmation of the news that it looks like they might have a partnership with Palantir, PLTR, to build some enterprise AI infrastructure, basically some connectivity So the AI infrastructure layer connecting operational intelligence, customer intelligence, and marketing execution. So a bunch of buzzwords there. Basically, they've got some middleware that they've developed that they're partnering with PLTR to incorporate into their AI solutions. So, that's good news. We're going to have to see on this one, Carlos. This is another one where, the news sounds good. Is it enough to continue to propel this higher? I mean, it's looking a little less energetic than I would hope. 1.1 million shares is not bad, but I'm looking at it right now and I'm not seeing the price move. Like there's no shares changing hands, so that's not really great. We need to see the action pick up for this one to be of interest.
Yeah, not looking good. All right, people are asking me what browser over on X. So I personally tried Edge. Didn't work, and I also tried Firefox. I even downloaded Firefox to see if it was going to work, and it's still the same thing. It's giving me this it's not live when we are clearly live. So I tried those two and that didn't work. But again, on the mobile app it works perfectly when it comes to chatting, and also maybe on some other browsers work better than the one I tried already. All right, let's look at InfoQ is next. So we do have a couple of quantum stuff on here. InfoQ, QBTS, QUBT was also on here, did disappear for now. But it looks like the quantum stocks, Peter, are getting a little bit of some love this morning. Here's InfoQ. Right now it is up 5.4, 2.8 million shares traded. I'm going to definitely look at QBTS, see how that looks here. You know what, they're up slightly, but I don't really see anything spectacular here. Let's see Rigetti Spaghetti. Yeah, I don't know. This seems like business as usual, Peter. Do you see anything different? Any news, maybe?
Yeah, last night after the market close, Trump signed a number of executive orders meant to support this industry sector. I got to give credit. So that's looks like it's a good thing. The U.S. is trying to accelerate the development and adoption of quantum technologies, and pushing it can only be good. Now, will that investment pay off for the American people? I don't know, because often, unfortunately, the American people, through their tax dollars and the government, end up investing in these things, and the private companies end up being the beneficiaries. So we'll see what happens. But that round of investment signaled good news for all of the quantum-related stocks, which is why they're popping up this morning.
All right, there you go. They're getting a little bit of a pop. I don't know. I don't see anything great on them right now. Yes, there are some of them are getting up to 2%, as we saw in our gappers list. I'm gonna hold off for now. We'll come back to them, and they're now heading back down. Like even IonQ, QBTS, both of them selling off their pre-market highs here. So we'll come back to them. Let's see if anything comes out of that. I don't see any reason to add them at the moment. I do see IBM here, which IBM has made a lot of noise lately. If you look at their daily, look at it going back middle of May, towards the end of May. You can see a lot of movement in their daily. Definitely more volume going into June. And just look at the move here, 220 all the way to 330. We actually had it on our watch list when it had gapped up here. And again, just trading much better. It did cool down, but today we're gapping up. We're up 5.5 this morning, 739,000 shares traded. Normally a stock that we won't watch because it does not trade very well. It sits on the New York Stock Exchange, but they're getting better volume. They're moving nicer on the daily. Peter, anything today that might warrant them to be on our list?
Well, it's the same news we just talked about. IBM is a quantum play, I mean, amongst all the other things that they do. And if you remember, when they announced the actual funding, IBM was going to be a big beneficiary financially of the quantum investment that the government is going to be making. Specifically, in Trump's comments last night, he did praise the CEO, Arvind Krishna, for his leadership of IBM. So, again, it doesn't matter the politics when a president mentions, your company specifically, or, again, you're the people in the company. It's usually a reason for your stock to move, depending, of course, how you get mentioned. But in this case, it was a positive mention. So IBM is in play.
All right, there you go, guys. Are you going to watch it, Peter?
I probably will. Again, will it move? It usually doesn't. IBM's a tough one, right? Because Again, it's so institutionally held. It's a New York Stock Exchange traded stock. Like those things tend to weigh against its ability to move in the nice smooth fashion we like to trade intraday. That being said, I mean, it's when it's in play, it's tough to ignore. So I'll watch just in case. But it's one of these. I give it like a 10%, 5 to 10% chance that it'll actually give us something interesting that I would consider taking a trade against.
Yeah, yep, I'm with you there. Not gonna have it on my list, guys. We'll keep it to the side for now. Let's look at now making its way on the list here, the gap up list. Now has had a very interesting daily. I mean, it popped up on our radars about a month ago, making a lot of noise. And look at the gap up all the way to 135 in the last couple of weeks, back down into 94. So it has not had a great time. It has a lot of great movement, but not really a great time as far as heading in the right direction. So this morning we're up 2.1, 760,000 shares traded. Their price action is a little bit weird. We watched this a couple of times, and man, it can trade a little funky. So I'm not a big fan of it. I know we watched it a lot because I know a lot of people like watching this one. We might have it on the list today. I mean, it does look like it wants to break out here, but it's not an easy stock to trade, Peter.
No, it's not. And I'm not sure why it's moving this morning. I don't see any specific news on it. I don't see any analyst upgrades. Like IBM also got an analyst upgrade, by the way, but that I consider that secondary to the other news. I don't see anything on it. I'm not sure why ServiceNow is moving. I mean, maybe it's just investment in software services. We saw a couple different pieces of news on that this morning. It's considered good for the sector overall. Obviously, they're a big they do a lot of enterprise software, and that's where they make the majority of their money. But yeah, I'm stretching it. I really don't know why it's moving. So
yeah, gotcha. It is 8:30, so let's do this, friends. Let's do our feature story for today. And social post. And before we hand it off to Jared, so then this way our chat room doesn't miss this information that Eamon has put together.
All right, guys. So the feature story for today is SpaceX, and this one is important because it's not just the bubble has popped. It's more interesting than that. SpaceX yesterday closed around $154, and that was down more than 16% on the day. Like we said, it was the worst day since the IPO, and from last week's high, the company lost more than $600 billion in market value. And that does sound crazy, right? But overall, the stock is still above its IPO price, which is $135. So this is still not a broken IPO. It's still doing okay. It's more like the market is finally asking the real questions after the hype. The trigger for the drop was the bond deal. SpaceX went to the bond market for the first time. Like I said, there were reports saying that the deal could be around $20 billion, and the money is expected to help repay the bridge debt and support the company's very expensive expansion into the AI, Starship, and some infrastructure. And that's what scared a lot of investors because remember, SpaceX just raised more than $85 billion from its IPO. So when a company raises that much money and then turns around almost immediately and says, we're also going to borrow more money, investors start asking some questions. How much cash does this business actually need? And that's basically the first issue. There is also a small strange part. The bond market is not panicking. SpaceX got investment grade credit ratings, so that means that credit investors look at the company and say that this is a strong borrower. It has real assets, it has Starlink, it has the launch contracts, it has some cash flow that can support the debt. But the stock market is saying something different. Equity investors are saying that yes, the business may be strong, but the price may be too high, and both can be true. Remember that a company can be good enough to lend money to, but it could still be expensive to buy as a stock. And that's basically the key point. The bond market is looking at whether SpaceX can repay the debt that is going to take. So the stock market is looking whether SpaceX deserves actually the $2 trillion valuation? Those are important questions, and the market is also worried about the supply. Remember what we said. The SpaceX IPO float was very small. That helped the stock explode higher after the IPO, especially with all the hype around it. But now investors are looking ahead to the lockups, and they know that more shares can become available over time. And if more insiders are able to sell later this year, then that will change the whole supply demand setup. The stock right now is supported by scarcity, that there are not a lot of shares. I might miss the train if I don't buy it right now. And if that scarcity fades, the stock has to stand more on fundamentals. And there are still not a lot of fundamentals that are supporting this stock. And this is why the lockup story is important. Then we also have the macro problem. Yields are high, the Fed is still hawkish, and high valuation, tech names are under pressure. And that hurts SpaceX as well, because a lot of its valuation is based on the future. The future may provide a lot of opportunities, but it's a long-term opportunity. And when you get rates rising, the market becomes less patient with longer-term stories like the SpaceX is providing. So, simple way to explain what happened yesterday is that this company did not collapse because the business is falling off. It's collapsing because the market is starting to separate the business from the valuation. The bull case is there, but the bear case is also real. And the bear case is that SpaceX needs a lot of capital. So that's it for SpaceX. And let's go to the social pulse, because the social pulse is also interesting. There is a debate today, and we saw it yesterday. The Russell closed above 3,000 for the first time ever. And at the same time, we had Nasdaq dropping more than 1%. We had Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, all of these big companies got hit. So we had very clear split. Small caps made history. They went to the upside. Mega cap tech struggled. And that brings us the big question. Is it a warning sign that the mega cap AI stock are starting to crack? The bull case here is that for the last couple of years, the market was too dependent on a small group of mega cap stocks. A few names were carrying everything up, and they were supporting the rally. And that can work for some time, but it's not the healthiest market structure. Now we have small caps participating. If you haven't noticed, the Russell 2000 is up more than 20% this year alone, and it is outperforming the S&P, and it just crossed major psychological level. This is exactly what the bulls wanted to see. More participation, more stocks working, not just 7 mega cap stocks pulling the whole market up. And there is a reason why small caps are getting attraction right now. We have oil getting lower, we have gases getting lower, and input costs also may start easing. So smaller companies can finally benefit from this. Smaller companies are closer to the main street. They feel the lower energy costs faster than big companies do, and they can rally hard when investors believe that the growth is broadening. So from the bull side, this is healthy. The market is not falling apart, it is rotating, but we also have the bear case that we need to think about, and the bear case is also strong. Maybe this is not a real small cap strength. Maybe this is money leaving the mega cap AI names, because Alphabet fell hard because one of the Googles deep or smart researchers just left for Anthropic. And this is important. We did say that AI is not just about chips and data centers, it's also about people. It's about the best researchers, the best engineers, and the best teams. And if you see some talent starting to move from Google to Anthropic, or maybe from Google to OpenAI, then investors will start getting worried. They'll start asking questions like, is the AI trade as strong as we thought? And this is why it is important not to just ignore Alphabet's drop. It's not just one person leaving. It's market starting to question the big tech companies and starting to think whether these big tech companies can keep the lead in the AI. And that's where the bear case comes in. The rotation may not be just small caps are amazing. It may be that mega cap AI is getting more uncertain. And we do know that market loves certainty. When there is a lot of uncertainty, the market starts doing weird things. We also have the rate problem. This is the part that makes the small cap rally also tricky. Small caps usually do not love higher rates. They often have weaker balance sheets. They may pay more to borrow money, and many companies are more sensitive to financing conditions than the large cap companies. So if the Fed is moving towards September hike, that could be a problem. And that is why we have to be careful. Russell 2000 breakout is bullish, but the Russell 2000 breakout while yields are rising is not risk-free. It's still risky. So if rates keep climbing, small companies can reverse as quick as they went to the upside. So the debate that we have in the social media is not one-sided. We have bulls saying this is broadening that the market needed, and we have the bears saying that this is capital leaving the mega caps to from AI to the small caps. So lower oil could help the Main Street companies, but then the bears are worried that the higher rates will still hurt the small caps. My take is that the rotation is actually happening because we can see it in numbers, but it still has to prove that it can survive the higher yields. And if we get oil falling and we get small caps leading, then this could be very healthy for the market. But if yields stay high and big tech keeps breaking down, then this will start to look less like a rotation and more like a warning sign. That's it. A bit long story, but I think it's information that's healthy and important for investors and traders to know. Now back to Carlos and Peter for the gappers list.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Eamon. All right, guys, in chat, we're going to leave you guys with Jared. And we see the comments, friends. Yes, IT is working on this. So the TT breaking news is going to be removed from there. They're in the works. But, as Peter mentioned in chat, saw a comment from Peter. People are global. So for some people, it's still, 4 a.m. in the morning. So they're not in the office yet. But that will be fixed. Is on the work. So just be a little bit patient with us as we take care of that. Eamon, thank you for that. Let's continue, guys. Let's go over to our gappers list. Let me disconnect from chat. We'll leave you guys with Jared. Engineering the market starts now. And if we go back to our gappers list, go ahead, Peter. You got something?
I'm reading more about this this departure. It is very interesting, Eamon, and I appreciate you sort of putting a focus on it because it's this whole where is AI going has been sort of a deep concern, not only for the markets but for society at large. I would suggest in certain circles. This could be more than just a technology or a money play, right? This could be a value statement that's being made because don't forget, Anthropic has taken a lot of value-based positions about what they are and are not willing to do with their AI development. And this is the second major, sort of thought leader that has left Google in the last little while to go to Anthropic. And, this is not just any average employee, as Eamon pointed out. The fellow that left here is named John Jumper. And, he basically was one of the founders, of a couple of different companies. He helped lead something called AlphaFold. He was a 2024 Nobel. He shared a 2024 Nobel Prize for chemistry. Like, this is not your average type of dude, right? Like, when you're a Nobel laureate and you're leaving, Google, one of the biggest companies on the planet, to go to Anthropic, that makes a statement. And again, I'm not sort of in it enough to understand exactly what the statement means, but it certainly sort of makes people think, where is the future and why are these minds leaving? And Anthropic's been spending a lot of money. They've been on a hiring spree. There's been a number of high-profile hires that they've made over the last little while. So it'll be interesting to see where all this goes. I mean, I love reading some of the stuff about AI. Anthropic produces a lot of interesting thought leadership pieces where they talk about how AI is either going to save us or kill us all. And I think it's fascinating how that they're thinking along those lines, right? They themselves are worried about the products they develop, and I think that's probably the right concern to have. Have we created a monster that we then can't control? So it's You know, it's a big and daunting task and a big responsibility, and I'm not sure that all companies are up to managing that responsibility. So I'm not saying Anthropic is. It's just interesting to see, these moves that are making. We could just watch, and in the meantime, hopefully make some money by trading off the right target. But where this all ends, who knows? But I love you, computers. Please, again, I would like to help you if when your ascendance happens, please don't kill me first. So that's all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, friends. Let's get to our gappers list and see what's going on there. What are you guys wearing white? Are you both wearing white today? I feel like I left out. Should I go get a white shirt? You guys are just looking uniformly set up here.
I'm wearing the same shirt that I wore for like a couple of minutes on Father's Day. I found it here, and it reminded me of a picture that my daughter took on Father's Day because. On Father's Day, social media now, you run across hey, pictures of, daddy, daughter. Yeah, there you go. And my daughter posted this the other day. So we found the picture on the left, of course, we found when she was a year old, a year and a half, whatever, how old she is in that picture. Maybe a little older than that, I guess. But anyways, we said, let's do one of those online trends where you go and recreate the picture. So we went and recreate the picture. And doesn't it look like I shrunk?
It
does look like you got smaller. Yeah.
Doesn't it look like I just
you look happier. You look happy. The other picture you look pissed, stop taking a picture of me.
I was squinting into the sun in the first one. But we tried to recreate it. We dressed similar and to recreate the picture just because it was entertaining us. And but yeah, she looks gigantic. Anyways.
Yeah, you look tiny.
Yeah. Anyways, I think it's very funny. So obviously my little baby's all grown up now. But it's before and after AI pictures. They're both real. I can tell you they're both actual photos. But anyways, we just it was one of those we tried to dress alike and recreate it. So, but that's as close as we could get. Notice how it's funny in the first one, right? This would have been the first picture would have been circa 2001. I think 2002, maybe, taken in Vancouver, and of course the other one was Sunday. So you can tell my hair coloring has changed a little bit, and
just a tad.
Yeah, just a tad. Gotten a little older. My daughter obviously has sprouted. So
yeah.
Anyways, all right.
Awesome.
It was very entertaining to me. So there you go.
Awesome.
Some sharing with you.
Love it. Andrew says, amazing, looking great, buddy. I cannot agree any more. All right, friends, let's continue here with X. We're live on X. We're live on YouTube. Friends, hit that thumbs up if you haven't had the opportunity to do so. I did this morning as well, so I did not forget. And let's see if we can get to 500 likes. We have not given away a funded account this week, so that's still up for grabs. If we get to 500 likes, we can still give that away. We do that once a week. And then we also do the 1 month elite membership once a week as well when we hit those 500 likes. All right, let's take a look at what's gapping down. This is going to be the first one here. NXTX is the first one on the gap down list. These guys were up yesterday. If you guys remember, they were on our gap up list. Today they're on the gap down. Wow, down 50%. I guess it's not surprising. It's just really coming back down to reality, right? You popped up here to 11, went up to 23, closed around 213. Now you're down at 650, but it's where you were just 2 days ago, so it's not really a big deal. You're still up from when you started this move, Peter, right? So what's the latest and greatest? Hard to borrow, low flow stock at 3.2 million shares traded float.
Yeah. Well, again, our systems show slightly different floats. I show a float of only 500,000 shares. Whatever the actual number is, it doesn't matter because they're issuing a secondary offering. It's not a big one by most standards. It's only $2.9 million worth, but that's enough to move the stock down. They're issuing another 410,998 shares at $7.05.6. So a very specific price there. Obviously, that price was below what they were trading at the other day, and that's going to bring the stock down. So this is a small company, right? They had $200,000 of recorded sales last year. So yeah, low float stuff. Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, we'll leave it alone. All right, let's see what else is on here, guys. Wolf is next, also gapping down a bit here. If I could type it correctly, it is Wolf. There it is. And then these guys are down 10%, 307,000 shares traded. The daily, you can see here, has been up and down for about a month and a half or so. Today, gapping down some. But again, volume and everything looks horrible. Like pre-market action looks dead to me. 308,000. I don't like it, Peter. I'm not going to watch this.
No, and this is sort of the tale that we see when the market moves en masse, right? Where we saw a lot of the semiconductor stocks all go up. They all got to move very actively, and the smaller stocks tend to move a little more aggressively, both up and down. And we're seeing a little bit of negativity on the semis. But not huge. I mean, if you check yesterday, it was a little bit of a mixed picture. Some of the big ones like NVIDIA dropped, but some others like Micron or Intel actually sort of went up, or at least held at their levels yesterday. So it's not all doom and gloom. But yeah, I think Wolf is just sort of moving with general market sentiment this morning, as I see red across the board and all the semis. And they're not alone. If I look at the list, Carlos, we can sort of short circuit. We got AXTI, we got SanDisk, Marvell, Micron. What else? Western Digital. We've got Intel, AMD. All of these tech, Qualcomm, AAOI, like they're all on this list, and it's really just all that same, slightly negative. I'll say slightly negative because like they're not, the sky's not falling. Let's not panic too much, but they're down, enough that it's worth paying attention to. AMD, one of the ones I watch, is down 7% from its close yesterday. So that's a good number, and more than it would normally move pre-market. So worth paying attention to. The whole block is sort of moving together at this point.
Yeah, it's a lot of red on here. Someone mentioned AMC. AMC's taking a drop. I don't know how they're having these watch parties. I'm gonna go check one out. So they're having these watch parties at AMC, which that's got to be a lot of fun to go watch your team on the big screen, right? You got to go to the one that's eating, though, so you can allow the beers, right? Because if you go to a regular one, you're not going to be able to take the drinks. But if you go to the ones that serve the alcohol, that could be a lot of fun. That could be a great source of revenue for these guys. So I'm not sure why they're down with all these watch parties. And it started with the NBA Finals. It started there, and then they've done a few of these.
That might be a sort of a future business model for them, and it makes a lot of sense, right? Yeah. They've got the facility and the infrastructure. Obviously, watching movies in a theater has diminished in its attractiveness, right? Because you're like, look, I can stay home and watch the movie in the comfort and get whatever food I want. My feet don't get sticky, and my chair's more comfortable. So why am I going to go to a theater for that? They tried to enhance it with the surround sound and 3D and all that stuff, but it still, I don't think, was getting the crowds. This is a great idea. I mean, remember they did it with Taylor Swift and her concerts, and that sold out everywhere that they did it. It makes a lot of sense if you want to go to a sporting event, especially something as big as the FIFA World Cup. Why not, right? Let's host these watch parties. That's the type of thing you want to do in a crowd rather than in your living room. So it's a good idea.
Love it.
Whether it's going to keep their stock elevated or not over the long run, I'm not sure. But today they're down. By the way, they did issue a secondary offering, $200 million worth of stock. So they're issuing another 95.25 million shares. So that's one of the reasons why it's on our list here and dropping.
Yeah. There you go. Is it going to be in play for me? Probably not. I'm probably going to leave this alone, but it is in play, down 22%, 7 million shares traded. So if you like it, definitely put it on there. All right, so today, right now, nothing on my list, but it is a semi day, right? I mean, clearly, semis are in play. If you look at NVIDIA, SMCI, a lot of red on the screen this morning, so I'm going to be adding some of these on here. We'll start with our favorite one, AMD. It's one of my favorite semis to look at. That hasn't changed. Has been a tougher to trade, but I'm definitely going to add that one there. I think AMD, you mentioned, Peter. I'm also going to put that one on deck. AMD's daily actually looks better than most, right? So AMD's daily here looks very nice as it's dropping down 7.2, 924,000 shares traded. So that looks good there as well. And then what other usual suspect? Tesla not doing so much, down 2%, but not really going anywhere. Google dropped quite a bit yesterday. So this was actually a nice trade yesterday, guys. And we almost took this for a 5-minute ORB. And again, we didn't pull the trigger. Look how clean this ended up being. I don't know how well it's going to trade today. Google does that. Will give you a very nice day. The next day could be complete garbage. So I'm on the fence, but I will add it. Let's see. Let's add it, and then we'll come back and see how it actually trades here. So we'll add Google to the list. Do we usually do L, right? Google with the L.
Yeah, I like the Goog L because it tends to
L,
trade a little more volume, a little more actively.
Yep.
And yeah, they've got sort of dual bad news this morning. Obviously, they're affected by the loss of some of their key talent. We talked about that a minute ago. But don't forget that Google's oddly tied to SpaceX, right? Because they made a big initial investment, and there was a lot being made about how hugely that was valued. I think they made $100 million investment that was worth whatever it was, like $100 billion or something like that, right? Like it literally increased 1,000-fold whatever their investment was. And so as SpaceX stock drops, that value of that investment for Google drops as well. So I think we have to just keep that in mind, that they're indirectly tied through that stock ownership. So yeah. Let's
put it on here, guys. I do like SpaceX, so I will be watching that one as well. So there it is. A list of usual suspects: NVIDIA, AMD, Google, SpaceX, and then we'll see what you guys like this morning. Evander, yes, I know you took. Yes, you did take that Google short. I called it. He executed it. I got it right. He got the payout. So that's I'm happy for you. I think I got to do a better job of taking the trade with you. But yeah, great job, man. Glad you took that trade and made out there.
I feel the same way about my SpaceX call yesterday.
You too.
Right? We called it. I didn't like the price action at the open, and I live to regret it throughout the day because oh my God, what a move it made, right? So,
what a drop! Just kept on going and going and going, and then some. Like, look, I didn't even see this part here from yesterday. And I know you will hang on to all of this because it doesn't come to hit your stop, and you would have probably been around for this too. Yep. So it happens. We can't catch them all, unfortunately.
Too sad to see it.
Yeah. All right, friends, we are all set to go. I like my list already. I think it's going to be wait and see what gets the volume, what gets the action. Looking forward to see what Andrew, Brian, and the rest of the team is going to be watching this morning. And then we'll take some of tickers from you guys. But first, let's go over to Eamon to see what is our fun fact of the day. Then we'll get those tickers ready. We'll look to see what you guys like this morning.
All right, guys. So here are a few interesting ones. The Russell 2000 closed above 3,000 for the first time ever. That is the small cap index. These are basically companies most of the people do not talk about every day, and we basically almost never trade them. I mean, we trade them, but not a lot, right? And the whole market felt like it was just the Magnificent Seven for the last few months, and small caps were treated like dead money. But now we can see that the Russell 2000 is the best performing major US index of the year. It is up more than 20% in 2026. So companies that nobody was watching became one of the biggest trades of the year. And that's the lesson. Markets do not always rotate when everyone expects them to. They rotate when positioning gets too crowded and when everybody starts watching at one single stock or one single corner of the market. Whatever the reason, I mean, small caps finally got their moment. The second fun fact is SpaceX. SpaceX erased hundreds of billions of dollars in market value in just a couple days. I mean, most of it was yesterday and Monday. And think about how crazy that is. This company was not even public 2 weeks ago. Then it became one of the biggest companies in the world. Then it lost most of its value or not most of its value, more value maybe, or a lot of value in a few days than many famous companies are worth in total. And that's not necessarily like a comment whether SpaceX is good or bad, don't get me wrong. It's just a comment on float and momentum. When only small percentage of shares are being traded, the price...
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Eamon was a good man.
Yeah, we lost him. Yeah. Hopefully.
Let's see if he hops back in. But
sorry, I think I disconnected.
He's back.
Yeah, we thought you
I'm
got
back.
eaten by Pac-Man, but you're back. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, where did I stop? Where did I disconnect?
You were talking about SpaceX. So.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. So basically, in short, like I was saying, when a small companies of or when a small percentage of shares is being traded, the price can move very fast, and this works on the way up, and it also works on the way down. So the same.
Uh-oh. He's gone again.
They're tapping into his line. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Maybe there's oh no, maybe it's too soon for that. People don't like it when you use factual comedy. Never mind.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, I like the next one he had on here, man. This is the worst time to get disconnected because I want to know about this, the QWERTY, the keyboard, the QWERTY,
Keyboard.
right? I mean
Keyboard,
that
yeah.
is a game changer when it comes to the way the keyboards are laid out and the way the letters are laid out. I wonder who thought about that, right? I mean, if you type fast, which again nobody cares about typing anymore, right? But we used to be able to on your resume, Peter, as we wait for Eamon. On your resume, did you put the words per minute? How fast you could type? That was a thing back in the days.
It was.
Not anymore. Nobody cares about the words per minute you can type.
I never had the type of job where that was a thing that was of interest. So
okay, so I had entry level jobs, and the words per minute was a thing, right? So you had these apps that you can actually go in there and get a certificate on how fast you type and how accurate the typing was. Right. So it was so you could print that certificate and put it next to your resume, and that was the thing. Not anymore. Now you just hit the talk button. People can barely type, right? Now you just talk to everything. But yeah. All right. So we'll have loved to know what that's about.
It is interesting, as you say, right? Somebody creates a layout they think is interesting, and whether not really by design, but it just becomes this global standard. I mean, just even the fact that it's laid out in 3 rows. They've got some of the higher used letters that are in the middle, but not exactly. And there's some, legend and randomness about how it's all designed. But can you imagine any different? Imagine if somebody came out with like an innovative new. I mean, and I think they've tried that in the past, right? Innovative new keyboard designs. There are some that are like bent or curved keyboards and stuff. And notice
I've seen that.
And they never really caught on. Not that it's not a better design. Like there are absolutely better designs out there. But it's one of those things where we are too used to the way it is. It's
got to
too
be universal,
to make the change, right?
Yeah.
Even if we can all acknowledge it's a better solution, still not going to do it, right? We're still going to use the same old stuff because that's what you're used to, and we see that over and over again in society, which is a fascinating thing to be aware of, right? You don't think we're optimizing it. We're always doing it. We're doing the right thing because it makes the most sense. Absolutely not. Sometimes we do things because that's just what we're used to. So. It's,
like signs. Are we going to get rid of all these street signs once everything is just on GPS and self-driven? Like, do you need all these signs to know where you're going? Who cares if it's I-95? The car is doing what it's doing.
I always keep saying, can you imagine a world like if we actually get to the point where we have, like fully autonomous cars and they're the only things on the road? In theory, you don't need stop signs. You don't need street lights. Like you can have pedestrian crosswalks and that's it. You like you said, you wouldn't need anything else. You wouldn't need all the signs on the side of the road. You don't need any of it. So it would completely change landscapes.
And let's not forget too, like people think about autonomous cars as electric. They don't got to be electric. We can, because I don't think you could ever get everyone on electric. We just don't have the power grids to do that. But autonomous can also be gas powered vehicles. They don't have to be one or the other. So yeah, let's look forward to what that brings. All right, what we're looking.
I don't know.
See, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to sit back and just drive down to Florida and just be having a fun time in the cabin with my kids. Playing board games and just letting the thing do its thing, eating. I'll be visiting you every morning for the pre-market show. That's a 6-hour drive. Who cares? Let's go.
I'd love to have that mobile lounge concept, right? Where, like you said, Carlos, right? Like you literally just, I don't care. Like you said, you could do it overnight. Imagine taking a trip overnight where you're like, basically it's like a minivan shape, but it converts into a bed or something. You're like, look, I need to sleep 6 to 8 hours anyways. So yeah, why don't I take a drive and I'll just end up there when I wake up. It doesn't cost me any time in my life.
The car will
really.
pull over,
Awesome.
charge itself, and just keep going. And
Yeah.
I mean, it is awesome. Cannot wait for it. All right, friends.
Cool.
So we did look at our gap down list again, as Peter mentioned. It kind of broke it down. It's a lot on here. You got Intel, you got a lot of the semis not doing so hot this morning. CoreWeave, you name it. SMCI is another one that traded. I was very active yesterday. I'm actually going to put down my secondary list. Red Y was mentioned in the chat. I mean, just this list, wow, keeps going. It's much bigger than I thought.
A lot of the tech stuff, as we're seeing, there's a little bit of a pullback on the tech. Again, let's not panic. We've seen this many times before where the market starts with a negative posture and turns it around. So I don't know what's going to happen today. I'll hopefully be ready to take advantage and take the opportunity where it presents. But definitely the tech is in play. And right now, it's obviously looking weak. But again, that can change. Let's wait and see. Remember yesterday, right, when everything was looking higher, and we went higher for about half an hour, and then completely changed tone, and everything reversed and started to drop. So, keep an open mind.
Sure can. All right, guys, I'm looking at your chat here. Let's take a look at what tickers you want me to look at. So I'm looking at X. I'm looking at YouTube. Alex on the Pond Tree says that's what she said. I'm not sure what Peter said. That made you say that's what she said, but we didn't mean it in any other kind of way but market talk. All right, so let's see here. SQQQ, yes. If you like the index today, you can definitely look at the Qs, right? SQQQ being the, how leverage is this? No, it's just a short Q leverage. It's not leverage, it's just a short index for the Qs. But it doesn't show that's leverage. No, it doesn't say ×2. Usually we'll have that right on here.
Yeah,
but I don't see that. But there's so many of these. Like, I'm sure there's one that's ×2, ×3. There's a bunch. There's a bunch. I never see more than 3. Is there anything that's like ×4? Or is that just madness? I seen 3, but I never seen ×4.
They usually just do 2 or times leverage, because if you want to get to the bigger leverage, then you might as well just trade options. So I don't think there's as much of a market for that, right?
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. All right, let's look at PLTR. So the Q's in play today with all ETFs. By all of that will be in play today. PLTR is moving up higher here at 1.4 million shares traded. Has had a very interesting morning, just going sideways. Great breakdown yesterday with many things selling off pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, I was going to mention PLTR because it's one of the rare green spots on my chart. So I think it's going to be in play. It's worth watching probably this morning. Again, not because they have any specific news, just because, again, this whole segment is in play and people can't trade Anthropic. Google's just a big monolith, right? So it gets harder for it to move, despite the good move it made yesterday. PLTR is, not directly but indirectly part of that conversation. So we'll see what happens as it is actually moving higher here in the last 15-20 minutes. So that's good.
I'm putting it on my secondary right now. I might move it up to the main one, but we'll see. Secondary for now. Let's see how it goes. Microsoft being mentioned. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Also green. Yeah, another one that's green today. And these guys are up 1.6, 1.5. Look at their daily. They've been getting a nice sell-off ever since the beginning of June. Just been down, down, down. Trying to find some support here as we move higher today. So could be interesting. Again, very similar to PLTR. One of the few that is green this morning. By quite a bit compared to everything else, right? Up by 1.6. Not like they're just hanging out above green. They're actually moving higher. So I'm going to put it on the secondary list. Again, Microsoft is a hit or miss on how well it's going to trade, but I definitely like the way they look this morning. Do we trade AMDL? Is this a leverage one? Yeah, ×2 leverage on AMD. You could. You could definitely trade these. This one doesn't seem like it gets a lot of volume, but you could. You could trade this one. You could trade the TSLA, which we trade a lot here. This is Tesla. So TSLA, you have NVDA is another one. There's a ton. And if you want to look for them, what you could do is you could go to these companies, right? Like Granite Shares. They're the ones that hold this NVDA. So if you go to their website, just Google them. They'll list all the ETFs that they have, right? I know there's some platforms that do a good job of, for example, like Thinkorswim does a great job being able to find these quickly. Dash Trader Pro, not so much. So you can just Google them and they'll come right up if you want to trade some of the other share classes here. Well, not share class, but other leveraged product ETFs. So, all right, I like my list. NVIDIA, AMD, Google, SpaceX. Anything else? QBTS. I don't think quantum is really in play right now. I know they had news, Peter mentioned, with the president kind of assigning some policies that can help them. But I look at QBTS, I look at QBT. I know we've seen better pre-market action, much better. So I don't know if they're really in play. Maybe later down the line they'll get going. QBTS, one of my favorite ones. QUBT going red now. Actually, RGTI gets a lot of volume, also going red. So it just tells you, even with some positive news, a lot of weakness out in tech right now. So they're going red in the last couple of minutes. So do you like any of these, Peter? Out of the quantum?
I'm not sure. I'm cautiously optimistic. There may be some trading opportunity. The volume's not bad here this morning. You know, we've got million plus shares on a few of the offerings. Both Rigetti and D-Wave, which is QBTS, have over 2 million shares traded so far this morning. This INFQ, which is one of the ones we watch, it's got 3.5 million shares almost. So yeah, they're definitely active. But as you say, they don't look like they're going anywhere in the short term, but they are active. Yeah. One that I'm also keeping an eye on that hasn't done anything yet is Carnival Cruise Lines. They have earnings, and they always do this weird thing where they release their earnings 15 minutes before the market opens. So we don't actually know what their numbers are going to look like until 9:15, so it's about 7 minutes from now. But CCL is going to have earnings this morning. They're the only earnings play that I was keeping an eye on. And as Eamon had mentioned before we lost him, good man that he was, FedEx is reporting after the close. FDX is the ticker on that one. They report after the close today. So maybe not a play today, but if you like earnings, there'd be the bright spot for tonight.
Yeah. All right. Excellent. All right, friends, I think we are all set. I like my list here. Let's head over to bearwithtraders.com so we can tell you everything that is happening today in our community. And also Thursday. We got some stuff happening Thursday. Peter's going to let you know in just a second here. But first, head over to bearwithtraders.com, and I'm trying to find it myself. Head over to webinars, and you can see what's happening for today.
Well, it's today is only Tuesday. It's the second day of this trading week. And like Carlos had said yesterday, it's our first full trading week in what feels like a while. So, but it's not really. It was just a holiday last week. But still, we have a focus at Bear Bull Traders for different areas of trading education every single day. On Tuesdays, we like to focus on strategy and trade book elements. And today is no exception. Now, our webinar today is an early one. Eamon is going to be delivering it because, of course, coming from where he does, 8 o'clock is really late for him. So he's going to be delivering at 5 o'clock, assuming, of course, that he gets his internet reconnected and it's nothing permanently wrong, but hopefully he should. He usually comes back in a little bit. And he does have a backup. He just has to get to it. So anyways, 5 o'clock tonight is when the strategy webinar is going to happen. Eamon is going to be talking about how to use higher time frames to confirm your trade setups. You know that he's got big, very well-defined strategies that he likes to use, and he understands what he's looking for long before he gets into a trade. So he's going to go through that in depth. If you haven't had a chance to read his book, that's also another great source about how he trades and how he looks at the market. It's an excellent, excellent resource. But if you want sort of a sneak peek or a summary of that, then go to the webinar tonight at 5 p.m. and you will get that. That's, once again, in the webinar room for all the elite members of Bear Bull Traders. If you want to become a member of Bear Bull Traders, then what you need to do is just go to the website, bearbulltraders.com, and you can find the different membership classes and join. When you join, you get the trial period, and then you can see how it works. But yeah, it's really a great deal. It gives you an opportunity to be part of a community, trade actively all day long with like-minded traders. As of course, you also get to hear and watch both Andrew and Brian trade live. Of course, all the other traders that we have in there. Jared, who does his deep market analysis, trades options. We've got Paris, who's an excellent volume-based momentum trader. We've got Lenny, who's part of the room. We've got Gary. We've got myself. We've got Mike. We're all in there. So there's all sorts of us that are part of that community. So check it out, bearbulltraders.com. You won't be disappointed. So there you go.
All right, excellent. And also for Thursday, Peter, we got a special guest coming up.
That's true. On Thursday, we do. We like to bring our special guests on from time to time. We're going to be we have Jared back with us because he's done a number of sessions with us at the Bear Bull Trading Community, and we're going to bring him to you on YouTube. So Andrew is going to be here with him, and they're going to be talking about how you can sort of improve your trading mentality. If you know me, I love using sports analogies in my trading because I do think trading has so many parallels, especially to individual sports, right? More than team sports, but both team and individual sports apply. But the psychology, right? The mentality that you have to apply is very similar, and the discipline parallels each other. So Jared is an expert. He's been a mentor to those in sports, especially in golf. He's going to be using that analogy to help explain trading mentality. So it should be a great session. It's going to be right here on YouTube 2 days from today on Thursday, June the 25th, 11 a.m. So yeah, tune in for that. Hopefully you'll join us every day, but especially stick around so that you can enjoy that at 11 a.m. So it's a great session.
All right, looking forward to that. All right, friends, let's get to it. Let's get some levels in place. 9:13. Just a few minutes to the market open here, exactly 16 minutes to the market open. Let's get ready. Let's get some levels in place on my list right now, starting with NVIDIA. So we'll do that one. NVIDIA on the daily, we are down, as we mentioned earlier. If you're just joining us, a lot of stuff in the red this morning. Look at this gappers list brought to you by Trading Terminal. Just a sea of red. It is a bloodbath on many things. Down and down quite a bit. Like, this is not like 2%, 1%. No, we're talking about 6, 5, 7. Look at AMD down 7%. Right? So some of these are pretty interesting. Intel down 8%. Right? ARM 8%. Right? So even on good news, SMCI had good news today again. And it's still down this morning. So everything just not looking so hot. So we got a couple of those picked off here, and I will in a minute here. Peter's going to tell you what our team is watching in the chat room. Look forward to see what they are watching. Maybe Peter and I can get some ideas, but we like what we have so far right now. Let's start with NVIDIA. Low of the pre-market 201.66. The high is over at a 204.94. If you're joining us new, make sure to subscribe. But we do our levels every morning. I mark down the high and the low of the pre-market. We head over to the daily to see what's happening there in a bigger picture. Towards the top, I mean, there's nothing else you could fit in here. I mean, this is packed, guys. Highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, which are major key levels for us. Previous day close. I don't see how you can add any other line up here. I mean, everything is already marked up pretty good. Now, towards the bottom, we do have some levels of support that we want to have on here. 199.59 is one of them. Look at that support happening there. So in case we do drop, that can be an area. And wow, that's a big level too. 199.45. Look how much support that was going back into April, right? Into May as well. So below that, the next level I see is going to be this 196 area. Also has a lot of touches as well. 196.13, right around there, worth marking down. So that's NVIDIA, pretty easy as far as levels go. Let's look at AMD. We're going to have a very similar story on a lot of these because we're dropping from a previous small run to the upside. So that's going to leave a lot of the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days towards the top, covering a lot of ground. I don't think you need to add anything there. Here, same thing with AMD. Towards the bottom, low of the pre-market down at 507.02. Also covering a nice daily area. We have a lot of touches, right? The more touches, the stronger that level is going to be. And no surprise why this is your low of your pre-market right now. If we were to break down from this, the next area we see on the daily is right over here, 499.87. Then below that, see another big level down at 489. 43. So 499.87 and 489.43. Towards the bottom, the low of the high of the pre-market, pretty much the low from yesterday, 2 days ago, 2 trading days ago. This would have been Friday. So nothing for you to add there. All right, so that's good. Looking good on AMD. AMD making a new low now. It continues to drop lower. Google was great yesterday. If it can trade even a half of what it did yesterday, it can be an amazing stock today. So this morning, high of the pre-market, we're looking at 344.10. The low is down over at 338 on the dot there. Towards the top, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, doing a pretty good job. Previous day close, again, big drop on yesterday, the day there. So if we go to the left, we can find some stuff towards the bottom. Below this 338, I am going to mark down 335.18, and then below that we do have 331 or so. Around that area, got another level there on the daily. So let's see what it does. Good volume, 1.7 million shares traded in the pre-market, so that looks decent. Let's see how it does when the bell hits and we get the volume. Here's our good buddy SpaceX with just how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still under 10 days of trading. 7 days of trading, to be exact, for SpaceX. It's still a baby. It's a baby. It's just, in the world.
It's just a baby.
Just a baby. My goodness. Love it. We're having a lot of fun with this one. High of the pre-market, 158.90. Has gone as low as 147. What's their official IPO price, Peter? Officially, is it 130?
The official IPO, yeah, the price that was set at was 135, so that was the official price. But its open price was 150 exactly. So those are two important numbers to be aware of.
Yeah. So we're slightly below that 150, not by much, but we did hit a 147.
But that's big. That's big.
Well,
it's the first time we've ever gone actually below that IPO price. So, the release price, the open price. So
the open price.
Yeah, we'll see. It could drop quickly to the 135, or it could rally. Again, both options are absolutely on the table, so we got to keep those in mind.
Yeah. So we got our high here is 158.80 for today, 88, and then the low 147.04. That's the lowest since it opened that SpaceX has been to, right? No levels below that, clearly, right? So nothing to see there. Another key level will be that 135. That official IPO might be the next key level. That's the only level you really have, is that official IPO price, right? If it drops below that, people might start getting a little bit concerned that it might have the fate that every other major IPO has had in history, right? For the most part. Towards the top, the highs and lows for the last 2 traders are doing a good job. I don't think there's any more information that you can add on this one, so we'll see how this plays out. All right, let's go to you, Peter. What is our team watching this morning? What do you like today? And then we'll get this party started. Get ready for the market open.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still watching Carnival. It looks like their numbers are starting to come out, and they beat their revenue, by the way, their earnings bottom line. I'm not sure what their revenue was. I haven't seen that number come out yet. But Carnival's not usually a great trader, but it's sometimes I watch it out of interest. But what am I going to be watching? Probably not Carnival. I'm personally going to be watching NVIDIA and AMD from the semiconductor sector. I'm going to be watching SpaceX and Tesla because I got to keep an eye on both of those. They both moved well yesterday. And then IBM that we talked about. Like I said, I'll keep an eye on it, although I still only give it 5 to 10% chance that there'll be anything tradable coming out of it. Andrew's getting his list together. He says he's going to be watching the semiconductor bloodbath, as he's calling it. He's going to watch SMCI, AMD, NVIDIA, Marvell, and the market itself. He's going to be watching the SOX L and SOX S. We were talking about these ETFs that you can sort of trade the market. He's going to be looking at those. He's also going to be watching Tesla and SpaceX. So a lot of common themes there. Kyle is going to be watching SMCI, AMD, and NVIDIA. Mike is going to be watching SpaceX, NVIDIA, and of course the futures contracts, as he does every day. Brian, he's going to be watching a lot of the same. He's going to focus on semiconductors, Tesla, and SpaceX. So we got it. Again, we're repeating a lot of the same. Why? Because those are the things that move, right? And it makes sense. We want to watch the stuff that we were both familiar with, and we have some confidence they're going to move. Now, that being said, there's a bunch of other things out there that you may want to take an eye on. Carlos has got a few on his list, right? Whether we're talking Google or PLTR. We can't forget about CoreWeave, right? Which can often be a good mover, or sometimes be a good mover. You just never know when. We also have the rest of the sort of the Mag 7 stocks, right? Whether that's an Apple or Amazon or Microsoft. We talked about Microsoft a little bit earlier. So yeah, there's lots of potential. We'll just have to see what this market gives us. Right now, we're sitting in a sort of a negative posture. The market is gapping down between about 1.5% and 2.5% here. So yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a gap lower, and that is signaling market weakness. But again, I'm not going to make any big assumptions until that opening bell rings. I'm prepared to take a trade in either direction, depending what the price action tells me. I'm going to use Market Atlas, of course, right? Trading terminal tool that helps you visualize market volume. It's a great resource. In fact, it confirmed the trade on SpaceX yesterday that I still didn't listen to and didn't take. But yeah, it's a great resource. So if you're not familiar with it, check it out. It's really a good opportunity to sort of introduce something new into your trading that can help you determine what trades you want to take and how to take advantage of them. So from a strategy point of view, guys, I mean, I don't have a lot that's setting up with specific levels. Obviously, SpaceX is the one I'm going to be watching. Right now, it's trending below the VWAP, right? And I'd be looking for a pop higher, about $2, in fact. 152.20 is where I'm seeing the VWAP roughly being. I'd love to see a move higher and then weakness. If that happens, I'd be willing to trade the short back through 150. In fact, if I get lucky, all the way back down to the 135. Now, I can't say that's going to happen. We've never been there, right? In the young history of this baby stock, right? We haven't been any lower than we are right now. So, we have to keep that in mind. And there may be support. There was a lot of buying support. But as Eamon also pointed out, don't forget, right? We're seeing increased inventories. And we have to keep in mind, it was only the sort of the tip of the spear or the top of the iceberg that we saw, right? They released on the opening day for SpaceX 555,555,555 shares. But that's in a float of 13.1 billion shares. There's a lot more shares out there that could flood this market, and we need to be aware of that as you're trading this. So let's see what happens with SpaceX. I will be ready for it one way or the other. If it goes higher, I'll be ready to sit back and wait, and maybe it'll get some support and move back. Yesterday's close 154.60. So yeah, there's topside room for it to go recover the green. Should the market? I think it's going to need market support to do that. But we'll see what happens. So anyways, that's the key one that I'm watching for today because it's the key one that I've got a strategy on. By the way, AMD, I'm also got a negative posture in AMD just because it's down so much, 7.3% right now, and it was down a little bit more a minute ago, about $4 lower. I think it hit, or $5 lower. It hit a low of 506 just a few minutes ago. And I'm going to wait and see if this can get a few dollars pop. 515 is where I see the VWAP sitting right now, which is about $4 above the current price. If it can pop up there and then show weakness, once again, I'll be looking for a short. This is what I call my rising devil type trade. I'm looking for the same configuration on SpaceX and AMD. So those are my top two. Carlos, we'll see what we get. We got about 5.5 minutes, let's call it, until we got the market open. Have you got anything that you're going to be watching extra closely?
I do not actually. So nothing that I love like you love your AMD and the other one you mentioned now. Do you have your plan set? But nothing that I love at the moment. All right. So we'll be watching. We'll be watching and see. Just
wait and see. There's nothing wrong with that. Keep your options open, right? You got your watch list. We scan through those and see, because look, I've got to say honestly, guys, the stuff that I watch, even where I identify my trade entries, those actually pan out, maybe once or twice a week. It's quite often that despite all the work we do to set a watch list, because it gives us focus at the open, the stuff I actually end up trading is probably more often than not, more than 50% of the time, stuff that wasn't even on my list. Now, it's not usually too far away. Like, I'm not going to low floats and crazy things, but I'll divert to some of the others, like Google. Carlos, like yesterday, we weren't putting Google on the list, but it was the thing that started to move, right, and gave you a good signal and indication. So that's what we got to get ready for. So it does feel short today, but as I said, I'm just hedging my bet in case if it shows continued weakness, let's go and see if we can grab it. If it shows sudden strength, just be aware, right? This market, as we know, the buying brigade, as Brian likes to call it from the chat room, is out there, and that buying brigade can come in and recover this market very quickly. We've seen a lot of sudden moves higher, but man, there is a lot of red right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of red here, guys. So let's see if the weakness continues when the volume comes in. Psychedelic Beaver says, hate these days when everything gaps massively. Yeah, there's some traders that don't like the big Beaver gap ups, right? So yeah, that is a thing.
Is that a beaver that's taking psychedelics, or is psychedelic colors, or what's going on there? I like the thought
It's a
of
great
it.
name.
Oof,
Like the name.
psychedelic beaver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, are you Canadian? Why was good beaver?
Are beavers
Yes.
Canadian? Are
Yes.
beavers
Well,
Canadian thing or?
they tend to be associated with Canada just because we have so
Oh,
many
why?
lakes that we end up with lots of
Oh,
beavers. But
okay.
they're not unique to
Right,
Canada. In
'cause
fact,
I got one in my backyard.
yeah,
Like,
they can be found all over
pops
the
up
place.
here and
But,
there. Yeah. It's a chubby guy
be-
too, man. He can barely run. I be
Oh, he's
chasing. I
not
be trying to chase him. He's fast for a chubby little thing. You know.
Yeah, he's not.
So.
You know, their specialty isn't running. I mean, that's why they build their own
Yeah.
houses and you
Yeah.
know, and they hide underwater. They've got a whole living room down there, and you know they got. Anyways, it's all good. They're the only ones that create their own habitat to live in. I think beavers are fascinating, by the way. If you study them.
That's
But, anyway,
awesome.
We digress. All right.
Anything that can hibernate, I think, is extremely fascinating. You know.
Yeah.
That's a
Well, I
very
mean, I said, and they create their own lakes, right? If they're like, hey, I need a place to live, they don't just go build a house. The first thing they do is to build a dam. But the purpose of, we all know beavers build dams, but they build the dam to flood an area to basically create a safety. Basically, it's their moat. They actually create their own moat, and then they build their hutch or the house in the middle of it. So that gives them safety from predators because now they get to hide out in their hutch in the middle of the water. But in any event, it's fascinating. Beavers are fascinating. All right.
Yeah. Sure are.
You
All right,
got an eye
friends,
here
we
on this
are
market?
ready. Little movement on the SPY up and down there. Less than 2 minutes to the market open, and we saw the SPY just shift, throw some volume around here for a second, and some stocks reacting. SMCI and NVDA dropping some more. Wow, back to the low on NVIDIA in a matter of seconds here. Look at this. Look at that.
That's the humorous side. Beaver's like one of our Canadian sort of spirit animals, right? Like beavers and moose. I mean, they're not like exclusively Canadian, but if you think of beavers and moose, don't you think of Canada? I mean, I certainly do.
Moose,
like
yeah, I didn't think so much
unofficial
beavers,
mascots.
but yeah, I guess you embraced them. You're embracing them up in the north.
They're
not bad.
present. They're present in our wilderness. So
Love it. Friends, do not forget to turn on your Market Atlas. I'm doing that right now as well. So make sure you get your Market Atlas up and running from Trading Terminal. So I'm doing that now so we can see what is going on. Market Atlas. Here it is. Perfect. All right, we are set.
there's a great story that came out of, I don't know where it is, somewhere in Europe, where this council was considering building a dam because they were having some problems with water flow.
Oh.
And they spent years debating the dam and trying to get funding, and they couldn't get the funding, couldn't build the dam. And then a beaver moved in and basically built the dam that they were trying to get all this, that they spent years debating. And they're like, okay, thanks, beaver, problem solved. It's sort of a great story. They're like,
That
just let
is
nature
hilarious.
take its course. And the beaver went in and did it for free. Took care of it for them. So.
One beaver? It took just one? It's got to be a few, right? It's got to be like an army.
They're fairly solitary, actually. It's one beaver family. They don't live in groups. Those dams, amazing, big structures built by a single beaver. Yeah, quite impressive.
There we
what
go.
They can do. All right, enough about beavers. All right, let's get on to this trading. Again, I'm watching SpaceX and AMD. Those are front and center for me. I'm also keeping an eye, of course, on a lot.
Look at
market. Here we go.
Look at CCL. CCL is taking a bloodbath too. Andrew just pointing that out in chat.
Well, that had earnings. Remember, I mentioned that.
Yeah,
so
you did,
it's
yeah.
one of the ones that we can focus on. All right.
All right. Let's go. See what the action is. I'm watching SMCI. I put it in the secondary too, and I added CCL just to see what happens. But
now
NVIDIA
CCL,
here.
Just be careful there. It is a nicely traded stock, so make sure you wait for that
Yeah.
volume. Right now, it's not moving, so
It's dead.
careful,
Yep.
careful.
Wow, this market is. I'm tempted to be a little bit short, but this market has proven us wrong many times. It could slingshot and it could be a strong day all day. But right now, this buy is like, we're not having any of this comeback. We're just flushing. We are down, and it's going to be hard to get a 1 minute ORB or 5 minute ORB if it gets too extended, because they're going to have a very big extended candle, and those are not usually great setups as stocks want to revert back to the VWAP. So might be a tough open for that strategy, but let's see.
All right.
Let's see. NVIDIA continues to drop. Should Fallen Angel on AMD doing some stuff here, Peter? Looks interesting.
It does. And I took an entry, but I got a terrible fill on it.
Oh, damn.
So I am short, looking for the move higher, but it is sort of bouncing around here on me. So that's not good.
Move lower.
It's going higher
You're
on me.
short. I'm looking for the
Yeah, but
move lower.
it's
Right.
really
Okay.
it's really popping higher for me. So
No.
that's
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I see that. Swiggling around a little bit. Might end up being a
Yeah.
short, but right now it's just pulling back to aggressive. I see SPY's bouncing back now. So let's see what that means. SMCI also taking off here. Is this a fake out? What's going on? 1 minute ORB might be too tough today, although NVIDIA's got the 1 minute range already there. We're back at the 1 minute range. This can possibly be a good short. Trying to see what the Atlas has for NVIDIA here. 200 has massive orders, nothing to the top side. Considering NVIDIA short, but I might have missed a good entry. 50 cents above on this one here. So come on.
Wow. Okay. Well, I got stopped out obviously of AMD. I tried a second time. I got a partial and then stopped out again. So AMD is not looking as weak as it did at the open. The orders which had been building on the downside have disappeared now. So we'll see. Like I said, you got to be careful in these markets because they can bounce back against you. So you basically have a loss and a break-even trade to start this morning. SpaceX also bouncing up to the VWAP here. Big aggressive move higher. See what it chooses to do. Ooh, look at AMD making some recovery here.
Look at Google as well pushing higher. So now I'm out of the 1 minute ORB search. I'm looking for 5 minute ORB now. Let's see if we got a good 5 minute ORB setting up here. All right, friends, no FOMO. Don't chase it. Wait for clean setups. We still got 6 hours and 25 minutes to the market close, so it doesn't have to be done right now. Just want to make you aware of what's happening, okay? We got time.
Look at the day.
Yeah, we got
6
time.
hours and 25 minutes.
That's it. We got time, so
Like
easy does it. Oh boy. Let's see here, and hit that thumbs up. We're sitting at 253 likes. 500 opens up our funded account giveaway today. We haven't done one for this week. So we'd love to give one out today if we can. So 500 likes opens that up. We'll do that as soon as we get those 500 likes. Oh man, I'm glad it didn't go short NVIDIA. Although it looked weak. Look at it go here. Look at it pop up. So I'm glad it didn't take that 1 minute ORB. Man, look at the stretch it's doing on the 5 minute. Now, up at the VWAP, are we going back down or are we trying to continue the momentum? Atlas says down. Level 2 says down, but that's a tough trade to take right here.
Yeah.
Above the VWAP after that momentum. That is not an easy trade. So I'd rather skip, look for something else. Let's take a look on our secondary. PLTR is a mess right now, but it is stuck in a range that can actually break out eventually later. So it could be something down the line. Microsoft looks the same, just kind of stuck in this range right now, but it could be a good breakout trade. One thing's settle down and decide what direction we're going to pick today. Rigetti, SMCI going below the VWAP. Trying at least. SpaceX, what we got with SpaceX?
I went short EMD again, thinking that maybe it was just a short-term rise. I tried to get in near the high of day, but I got it once again a bad fill, a lot lower than I expected. Just took a partial below VWAP. Obviously, stop is at break even at this point. We'll see what we can get. We can continue lower.
Excellent.
I will add into this.
SPY, choppy.
Yeah, it's getting support here at VWAP.
NVIDIA. Interesting 5-minute candles here. Nothing yet for me, friends. Trying to figure out what's the play here. AMD. Come on, AMD. Get down to 507. That is 1 point the low of the pre-market, I believe. Oh, now would be a good chance to drop for AMD. New candle. What does Atlas say on AMD? Atlas shows it's pretty balanced, actually.
Yeah, it is.
There's no big imbalance, yeah, at the moment. So SpaceX coming back down. Google actually trying to trend higher.
Yeah, I need the market support to go lower, and it looks like the market's pushing higher right now. So there we go, and I just got stopped out. I tried to add into my trade, maybe a little aggressively, but I wanted that big drop, trying to make my my first loss back. But once again, I got another partial and then a stop out, so that's unfortunate.
SMCI back below the VWAP.
Spread is pretty big here on bigger at least than I'm used to on Tesla, so or on AMD. Looking at $1 spread, so that's problematic.
I might like SMCI for a short here. Below the VWAP. Now let's see if I get a pullback. And let's check one thing here. Let's see how we look. Looks more bearish, but not by a ton. All right, so here's the pullback. Let's see if the weakness comes in on SMCI. So no trades for me yet, guys, but I am eyeing SMCI to see if I can see the drop here. Melanie, what do you need me to fix the sensors on? The YouTube sensors? They're a little soft on the YouTube censorship. Okay. Okay, here it is. Do we have something? Do we have momentum to the downside, or are we going up on SMCI? Kind of looking for the rejection and the weakness back down, and maybe that can get us down to the low of the day, maybe low of the pre-market, but doesn't seem that way right now. Nothing.
SpaceX is back towards the low of day here and below 150. I was concentrated in AMD, but yeah, it was that failure to go green would have been a good short spot. I certainly don't want to chase it here, but again, there's a potential move down to 135 here, so it's trading with a pretty tight spread, though. I've got to give it that, 1 to 10 cents. Oh, look at that. Now it's 148.
I'm seeing SMCI short, but the price action is telling me otherwise, so might as well not touch it. But I'm seeing this as a potential short, like a bounce off of this VWAP and then back down towards some lows here. But price action is not conveying that to me right now. AMD making a new high. What is okay, there it is. It loaded. I was gonna ask what the heck was happening. All right, here SpaceX. Oh, SpaceX. Been watching the wrong stock, man. This is a great 5-minute engulfing. Drop here below the 5-minute RB range, below the VWAP. I was not paying attention because I'm looking at SMCI. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna try short SMCI. Oh man. Oh. All right, short SMCI, guys. Let's see. Stop 50 cents, 33.80. I can't make this stuff up. Not happy with this right here. But let's see. This is what I was looking like. I was wild. Like, yeah, this looks short to me. The price action kept going up. And then I start focusing on something else really quick. I think, okay, it's going to go higher. The minute I look away, and I have it here on my other screen, but the minute I look away, this thing starts dropping. And I missed nothing crazy, but 20 cents is 20 cents. Like 20 cents can make a difference in a $30 stock, right? So I missed a great entry here on the way down. Just because I took my eyes off the ball here. So let's hopefully that does not burn us here. Let's see. We're short SMCI. It does looks a little bit weaker now on Market Atlas as well, so that's good. We got more orders to the downside. We'd love to get towards that 32. It will be awesome. We got some orders there. And let's see. And these guys have positive news. I saw the article today. They had a I feel like these guys partner with NVIDIA every day. Every day there's a new partnership with SMCI, Supermicro, and they're like, how many times can you partner with these guys? So now they're partnering with a data center that's using NVIDIA chips, but they made sure to put NVIDIA on that headline this morning. And this is where you got this spike. This spike here is coming off that news. I'm like, oh, look at SMCI. I went to look at the news. Is that? I'm like, my goodness, how many times can you partner up with these guys directly or indirectly? It's kind of getting old.
You know what? Well, it's one of those things where I doubt NVIDIA would consider it a partnership. I'm they're just a reseller. They're just But I've got to believe that there's no benefit to NVIDIA to respond to those comments, either to confirm or deny. So they just stay silent, and SMCI makes all of their claims. And it's not like they're not selling their chips. It's just not necessarily what they're saying it is. So
yeah.
Anyway.
So my stop loss, I might lose a little bit more than I would like on this, because I need the stops to be 33.80, but I did calculate it to like getting in at like 33.45, 33.50. So, but it has to be 33.80. Like you have to be above the V up, or else you're gonna get stopped out very easily. So I am risking a little bit more than I normally would on this trade because of the entry, right? So let's see. I'm gonna keep my technical there. I'm hoping that it doesn't come to that, but we're ready. We got our plan set. That's our stop. We're sticking to it. We're trying to get to 32.50 will be ideal. 32.42. We got this level here. Let's see what it does. Let's see what the market has for us. Low of the pre-market on this one is actually 32.78. So that's probably be our first target. 32.78. Yeah, there it is. That'll be our first target, which is right about 1.5, 1 R, right around there.
Wow, SpaceX is all downside on the Atlas. It's not looking.
What's Andrew doing? What's he shorting
He's actually
today?
trading something called SPSS, which is a 2-time leverage short for SpaceX.
Okay.
So he's long that, but it's an inverse.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I don't like the move up here on a super micro. Well, let's set a downtrend. If not, you know what I'm going to do actually? If we don't set a downtrend, I'm going to get out and I'll get back in with a better entry. I'd rather get a small win here or a break even and just get back in. Because it's going to come back up here if it goes above my entry. And I'll just get back in. There's no point in trying to risk to 33.80. So that's what we'll do. If it comes up to 33.43, I'm just going to get out. And then I'll look for a re-entry. That's the plan.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. We'll risk very little, and then we have the opportunity to get back in if we don't get the drop here. Okay, that's good. Lots of bits coming in. Nice. Come on. Get the continuation. Just kind of stuck. There it is. Get the momentum. How you guys doing? Are you guys trading anything over in chat? Mike is long Apple 298.37, looking for 302 for a target. Took some off at 300 and 350 cents. Nice, Mike.
He's been trading Apple, seems like a bit, and
yeah, he's been liking Apple quite a bit. Yeah. I'm out. I'm gonna get out here. I'm out of SMCI, guys. It's taking too long, and I think it's gonna come up and stop us off. So, gonna get out here. We made a little bit of money, very little money, but at least we're green. And if it becomes a short opportunity later, we'll get back in. But I don't want to risk on this trade because it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Okay.
All right, let's see what else. NVIDIA, choppy, but now looking interesting to the upside. Trying to get going. There it is. Push up higher. AMD's pushing up higher as well. Semis are pushing up, so we might have made the right decision here on SMCI if it pushes up as well with all the semis. Yeah, good decision, because look at it go now. It's above our entry.
AMD is just chopping around. NVIDIA popped up. Brian in the chat room is trading Intel. He got a good move higher on that, so he was not afraid to take a bullish stance on that. SpaceX, which was looking so weak just a couple of minutes ago, is now pushing back up with some aggression. So, like we said, right, there's supporters.
Yeah.
Can't deny them that. While the volume is dropping overall, right, the daily volume is dropping. I mean, it's relative. It's dropping, but they still traded. It's their lowest number of shares ever traded yesterday, but it was 169 million. So, like that's that's still a pretty good volume compared to something like NVIDIA, which we're used to tracking its high volume on. It traded only 122 million. So.
CCL starting to move now, so it made a bottom in the pre-market, has held that 27.10, 27 exactly, and then here we're pushing higher above the VWAP. Very little volume though, so not really exciting. Rigetti, oh man, all the stuff I have, nothing looks good. PLTR is horrible. Let's look at Microsoft off the secondary. Nothing great. Rigetti, no. SMCI, look great. Not anymore. SpaceX. Google was a nice sleeper today. Look at that, just grinding higher quietly, and it is up pretty nice from the open. AMD breaking out again for another high of day breakout there. So is NVIDIA. I don't have nothing, guys. Got nothing. IonQ. Let's take a look. IonQ. What do we have? IonQ also did a good move. Yeah. IonQ. We haven't looked at this stock in some time, Melanie.
Andrew is so good at reading the momentum. He just went long SpaceX 152.50. He's looking for a push to high of day. He almost got it. He's looking over 154.
Yeah.
So see if it does pop there. And he even acknowledged, right, overall the market atlas looks very bearish. So it looks like it wants to drop. But
yeah, but we've seen that lately too. Like with this type of market, right? We've seen many times where the orders are stacked in one direction, and price action does another. So,
Yeah.
man, this is wild. No trades for us yesterday. Today we only have one opportunity out with a small win, and I'm not seeing anything else.
AMD is at high of day, which still has it well into the red, but it's moved up here.
Mm-hmm.
Intel got a great move higher, which Brian took advantage of, so he's happy.
All right, Sammy's looking to rally. Is SMCI putting in a VWAP breakout here, friends? CoreWeave. Yeah, I meant to look at CoreWeave. CoreWeave, what is up? This is up. So yeah, CoreWeave is strong today. I can see that
strong,
strength. Yep.
Yep. CoreWeave is strong. Apple's selling off now after it sort of hit that high and it's pulling back.
MU at VWAP, yes. MU at VWAP, the $1,000 stock. Who'd have known? MU at $1,000. Could have bought a ton of these at $20 7 years ago. A ton. Remortgage the house. Yeah. Sell the house. We'll move into a box. Live out of the car for 5 years. We'll buy everything in stocks. Taxes will kill you. All right, let's see here. Oh man, just nothing. Microsoft at the VWAP. To the downside. PLTR doesn't know what to do with itself. Just madness. SpaceX. Nice run, pulling back a bit. So is Google. Yeah, I don't see anything. And then I could have not joined any of these trades because they're at the VWAP. They're just started to move higher. So there's no play on NVIDIA and AMD. I don't have a trade book for that, right? Maybe I have day trade book for some people there. That would have been nice. But I don't have a play for this at all. SpaceX. No opportunity, just ran to the VWAP and moved up higher. Just nothing. Microsoft. Microsoft at the VWAP. It's a very ugly pattern, but it is the pattern. Like, here's the drop, here's the pullback, and let's see if the confirmation comes in. What's the target? 370? 84? Let's call it 371. 371. Looks like it's failing. Yes, it's failing the VWAP breakdown because it's going actually higher. No, maybe not.
You're watching it second by second here, trying to get a read on Microsoft. It's
yeah, trying to get a read on it, but it's not looking great. If it can come down 372.50. That could be still in play. I know it's messy, I know, but it is a possibility. Oh no, not anymore. This thing's all over the place. It's not a good VWAP breakdown. If anything, it's acting more as support, but I won't take it long here. Rigetti at the VWAP as well. So just looking for VWAP breakouts now at this point, guys. See if anything plays out. That looks good. The one thing I don't like about Rigetti though is you got the previous day close right here. That can act as support. So we taken trades like this before, and we actually broke into the previous day close, but it's not ideal to get in like that.
Wow, big punch to the green for SpaceX.
Yep, Andrew Long, SpaceX text in chat here. Nice.
He got in,
nice,
he got
nice.
out, he got back in again. You know, he was short
Awesome.
on it earlier. Now he's long. So once again, his ability to read it pays off. He did have a sort of a lot. Well, I guess a break-even trade earlier on SpaceX, and then got back in, took advantage of this move.
Just nothing. Carnival, nothing. SMCI. Trying to push higher here. Microsoft, see, it actually became a good long. Look at that, nice pop there. Pushing towards their high of the day. Market Atlas does look very bullish on Microsoft. Look at that. Oh boy, what do we got? Where's our chat? Let's see what our chat is doing. There's Andrew. Oh man, that's beautiful. That is good. That is good. That is good. Look at that trade right there on SpaceX. Let me move the cameras over a little bit. Make this a little bit bigger. So a couple of tries here, long, short, long, but eventually got the long, and this is the one that's going to pay off nicely. Partial. So very nice. ASTS, I'm just looking at that one. That's also moving. Space Mobile is at $72. What? When did that happen?
ASTS?
Yeah, wasn't these guys like at $2? Oh no, man, I'm bugging. No, they were actually higher before. Okay, might be confusing them with something else, but they're actually pretty. It was as high as 130 just a few weeks ago. My goodness. All right. Being your own boss is the best thing about trading. It is, man. We gotta really be thankful of trading and the career this can be for a lot of people. I mean, I was talking to someone over the weekend, and they do some side jobs, whatever. One of them being Uber, and I was telling him how much you make with the gas. Like, we just got into the whole gas topic, and he's like, it's rough, you know, to make a certain amount of dollars. It takes him 8 hours, and I'm just like, damn, you know, we do that in a lot less minutes. Minutes sitting from right here.
Or you can lose money, but
you can lose, right? You can't lose an Uber, right? It's always, you're always gonna make, so it doesn't have that risk of losing. But you know, once you get to the profitability part of it, it's like, wow, we gotta be thankful for, you know, what we're able to do here in a very short period of time. People don't think about the time aspect of it, right? Like if you made, let's say, $100 in 5-6 minutes, listen, you're ahead of a lot of, yes, $100 it's not gonna be a game changer, but you can make that in such a short period of time. That is awesome. Yeah. That is awesome. It takes a lot of trips to make that on an Uber run. So yeah, we definitely gotta be thankful. All right, let's see here. There it is. Andrew added into SpaceX, looking to get a 157 as his next partial. So he's got his little triangle up here, ready to get filled. Added there.
And it's like Eamon managed to get back. He's live, so we know that he's alive out there. He posted some trades into the chat room. He got Intel long, so he traded that. Good on him. Meanwhile, I lost money on AMD, sitting red right at the moment.
There it is. He got filled partial, and then got filled the rest. All right. So if what you saw there was that, let's say he had 100 shares, 50 got filled, the other 50 stay in the triangle. Then when everything gets filled, everything moves over and it fills the triangle. So nice, Andrew. Partial 157 on SpaceX. Beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, and here's Eamon's trade that you were talking about on Intel. posted in chat. So there's Eamon Stray, Intel. Man, that's a beautiful 1 minute engulfing right at VWAP. I swear to you, Intel does amazing trading when me and Peter are not watching it. When we are not watching it, it's like the best stock ever. What? Great trade. Add it, partial. Look at this. Just that is awesome move. So great job, Eamon. He'll be on at 11 a.m. a little bit later. And SpaceX just keeps on giving. Higher and higher. SMCI made a great move. Glad with that decision I made there to take off the little bit that we had. That was a good decision. Because look at it now. We would have had instead of a small green, we would have had a loss. Came right to our stop too, 33.80 here. SpaceX, awesome. Peter, some things could be setting up here for reversals. AMD.
Yeah.
Not right now, but it could be setting up since they're extended from the VWAP. No, I didn't miss MU. I saw it, but I'm not a big MU trader, man, to be honest. The levels, the price, the spread, it's just, which actually the spread right now is great. It's like 80, 40, 16 cents. That's pretty good. But, it can jump. It can jump from like 16 cents, which I just saw a few minutes ago, 2 seconds ago, to $1.50. Or $1.20 like it did right there. So, I'm not a big fan of MU with their price action at this tag. I really hope that they split it back down to like 130. Under 200 will be an awesome stock, and it's going to keep the volume, the momentum. It's going to be a great stock to trade. But once you start getting above 500, I find it difficult. Like, we're still trading at AMD, but once AMD starts getting to like the 700-800s, I'm not looking at it no more.
I learned
it's a big difference.
My first entry ended up being actually too big because the moves were a little more aggressive than I anticipated. So that loss was bigger than I'd wanted. But AMD is getting tough to trade because it's just the spread is huge. I mean, it gets better as the day goes on. But yeah, it was like $1 spread at the open. So there's a sweet spot. I think is for us, 80, maybe 50. Some stocks at 50 do very good. Yeah, 50 to 200. Yes, I was gonna say maybe 300 because you got some of the Meta and Google stuff that don't move as crazy. That can be okay. But 50 to 200 is like the sweet spot. But there's so many tickers now that are just above 200. NVDA, AMD, exactly. Everything is. It gets tougher to find stuff in that range, like you said, because they've moved so much. So.
CCL not doing anything. Tons of volume. 12 million shares traded so far, but not really going anywhere. Did get a pop to 28. Back in the days, we used to watch this a ton. Not anymore. SMCI, had a nice breakout here. They hit the high of the day and made a new high of the day here and looks to go higher. SPY, I said it, right? We talked about it. SPY has done this before. You see the drop on the SPY, and then all day it's a long, and that's what you're seeing right now. So a lot of weakness coming into the market, and look at it now. SPY is just up and up and up. So right now setting up to be a rip your face off type day if you were heavily on the short side of things.
Yeah, and remember what we said, right? We were talking about this pre-market. Don't make an assumption about the direction of the day. So, everything was red this morning. Everything. Now, we're still red on the markets overall. The semiconductor sector still red across the board. But what is the direction of the price action so far, right? It's definitely higher. So, it's one of those days where that can happen. We can get the buying brigade comes in, reports the market, keeps things up here.
IBM, we talked about IBM. Did it do anything fun? IBM this morning. I see the move, but I don't see a strategy I would have taken on IBM this morning. Volume also is very light. So I don't see a play for me here, Khaled, but it looks like you have an opportunity, hopefully, had an opportunity on IBM. So hopefully that did well for you. SpaceX hitting 158, which is the high of the pre-market. So right to it, right to 158 or just below it, 158.87, and showing a little bit of weakness here this morning. Friends, just a reminder, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe so you can come back and join us when we go live every day here when the market is open. Also, you could join us on Thursday, 11 a.m. We're having Jared talk about his new book, From Golfing to Trading Mentality. He has a new book coming out, I believe, too, right?
Does he?
I think that's what I saw. Yeah. So he'll be on and he'll do a live interview with Andrew Thursday at 11 a.m. So looking forward to that. So make sure you don't miss it. So subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when we do go live for that. So that'll be Thursday at 11 a.m. And while you're down to subscribing, or if you haven't had the opportunity, hit that like button as well. 500 opens up the free funded account giveaway for today. For everyone watching here will get a chance to win the free funded account for this week.
Yeah, you're right. He has a new book that came out called Everyday Golf Psychology.
Mm.
But he's written a number of books. His previous book was The Mental Game of Trading. So like I said, that's the psychology is very similar, right? The discipline and the self-awareness that you have to apply to disciplined sports is very similar to what you need to do in trading. So,
oh yeah, it's incredible how that's so tied into performance, right? I mean, and athletes is probably the best comparison. We saw it a lot in the NBA Finals, right, with Jalen Brunson. They were talking about how this guy was shooting like 20%, like horrible, and was still managed to at the fourth quarter, make big plays, right? So be able to, forget about how bad you've been performing all game, and to still come out with that performance, that takes a lot of mental power. I gotta tell you that, because that is not easy to do. So trading is very, very similar to that. All right, SpaceX getting a little bit of a dive here after going right near the pre-market high, 158.90. Pulling back below the 9, seeing if it can bounce off the 20. Google went up and just sideways for now, and I haven't had any opportunity show up here, friends. The few that we had failed. Didn't give this actual signal to get long or short, like Microsoft came down below the VWAP, go pull back, and then did not give us the okay to go in. Rigetti, same thing, dropped below the VWAP, gave us a pullback, and then just went higher. So we didn't join that because we didn't get our confirmation signal. There was a few that just didn't give us the potential play here.
Don't forget that thumbs up button, guys. We appreciate it. Helps the growth of the channel. Helps Carlos and I feel all tingly and warm inside. We need another 164 of you to hit the button.
Trip over the button.
Yeah,
trip over the button.
So we can give you something. We want to give something away.
Let's give it away. It's use it or lose it. We don't give it out this week. It stays. That's it. It's gone. Next week we give another. It doesn't carry over. So use it or lose it. And then tomorrow we'll do a free online 1-month membership. CoreWeave was nice today. Yes, I did not have it on my list, but this was nice and actually gave a nice 5-minute ORB. So if you look at the 5-minute ORB, this was awesome. It's just, if there's any luck in trading, it's going to be what stocks you're watching. Being at the right time in the right place with the type of stocks you're watching. Like CoreWeave today would have been awesome on the 5-minute ORB, but we didn't have it, so we were not even aware of what's taking place. And that's okay. We can't watch them all. You just can't watch every single stock that's out there. Speaking of luck, the 8-ball, did it win yesterday? Did it get it right?
Yeah.
On the question yesterday?
Thank you. Hold on. I don't even remember. What was the
Something before the close was
Tesla to
Tesla.
420 by the close.
Did it actually hit?
It did not get it right. No.
Mm-mm.
The Magic 8 Ball said, as I see it, yes, that Tesla would get to 420 by the close, and it did not.
Did not.
There you go. Got to put that into the false column. Reduces its
Yep.
accuracy rate to 57% here across 167 confirmed predictions. So.
Yep. T-Man forgot to like this morning. It happens. Hey, listen, we forget. We're running the show. So this is why it's important to remind people. It's important to let people know, hey, hit the like button, because I get it. Listen, we come in, we're focused, looking for opportunities, looking for trades, and the like is not one of the things that's front and center for all of us, including myself and Peter. So I get it. So we'll find ways to remind you gently. Maybe we'll throw some of this stuff out there too. Some sound effects. Get you in the mood. And yeah. All right, CCL. And if that doesn't do it, we'll send Pac-Man for you. Send Pac-Man out to get you. All right, NVIDIA sideways, AMD sideways right now. Google just inching higher. It's gonna go green. Google is going to go green. At least it wants to. SPY is going higher. That's trying to get in there. SpaceX bouncing off the 9 right now as we see it. Oh, PLTR. What happened to PLTR? It just went from barcode to bleeding here. Happened very quickly.
Barcode to bleeding. CCL also is moving a little bit higher, but like we said, it's harder to trade. Volume's a little spotty.
Yeah. Dum, dum, dum. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was Candy. It sure was. CRWV is nice, and it's gonna go green. It was down to what's the low? 102, 101.96. Pre-market. How did you guys find this, by the way? Pre-market had nothing. I guess it was gapping down, right? So it was in our gap down list, but in that sea of red in the gap down list, how did you guys pick this one? Anybody trade this in chat? And let me know.
Passing, but yeah,
we did. I don't remember us mentioning it. You mentioned it.
I just mentioned it very, very quickly. Sort of. I was listing off other stocks that could move, but yeah, I mean, it's wow. It's obviously made a great move here. Looks like it wants to get green. It's getting close.
This is good. This is good. Mike, appreciate it. Yep, glad the reminder worked. Chart on daily, weekly levels night before. Google going green. Yeah, Google's having a great run here. I think it wants to go green. Hesitating here as it should, right below the previous day close. But if the SPY keeps trending the way it is, I think it might help it push through here. So let's see. SPY is right now 730, right below 732 SPY. Struggling to get above that, but if it can, it might. Tesla, Andrew says Tesla so bad. Yeah, it's Tesla's horrible. Yeah, you're right. It has a horrible price action today, and so did PLTR as well. So Andrew there, and we had some members join today. Nira, if you're still on, welcome to Lambos and Garbage Truck family. Good to have you. So welcome to the team. Get access to a couple of videos, including Engineering the Market. So all the recordings from Engineering the Market are placed very timely, by the way, in on YouTube for our Lambos and Garbage Truck members, so you can get access to Jairus information there. Okay, let's see. You're short PLTR. You're joining short now, or you're short at the VWAP? How did you catch this so good? If you got short earlier, how did you manage to find that short? I'm curious. What was the signal? Because that's, or maybe you did the previous day close, right? The breakdown of here. Samcast, short PLTR. Oh, SPY is turning around. It's turning and burning, baby, to the top side. Made a new high. Oh, Fleets of Fury. I am feeling great today. Fleets of Furious, actually. I am feeling great today. Yeah, yesterday was brutal. Yes, it was. I was so tired. Probably why I didn't take a trade. I was so tired. But today I'm feeling awesome. Had great night's sleep yesterday. Recovery's in place. So yeah, I'm feeling great today, man. Awesome today.
That was a good attempt at the spam call.
What did they try to sell you? Car insurance? Let us guess.
No,
Car insurance?
He said, hey, the guy, said, hey, I'm Sam from Advanced HVAC. I'm here for our appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what do you mean? He said, I'm here at your door. I don't know if you heard. I knocked and rang. You may not have heard, but I'm here for our appointment. I'm like, nice try. You don't have an appointment with me. And I hung up on him. So,
if you would have said, okay, I'll go out the door and get, like, what was going to be his plan? I'm at the wrong house. Like, what was the plan here?
That's probably what they would do, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I must have the wrong address. Hey, let me reschedule and I'll come and see you, right? If it's a good story. Oh, I'm sorry, I got the address wrong. Let me reschedule I'm so sorry. And if what he's likely thinking is I'm probably not home. And then I say, oh, I'm not there right now. And he's like, okay, let me reschedule. Like, either way, they're going to try and reschedule. Then suddenly they have an appointment. So yeah, it's a good scam. I give him credit.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I would have definitely had some fun with that.
That's why I just said nice try.
I would have been like, 1 North Pole, Alaska, something. I don't know. I'll make some stuff up.
Well, I mean, that's where you would lose them quickly, right? Because they're like, okay, let me just confirm your actual address then. I'm like, hey, you should know it if you said you're here.
Yeah, exactly. Check my file. John Doe there.
Anyway.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. That's, unfortunately, there's scammers everywhere.
Thank you, Candy.
Right,
I appreciate that.
NVIDIA,
yeah, you gotta
really
have good energy.
Sideways here.
Gotta have good energy. Can be bad energy is not good.
Chris, did you get your energy drink, your Monster or whatever the heck it was you said you were going to get? I didn't see you leave. Seems like you've been commenting the whole time. Did you take us with you?
Knowing Chris, he probably took the phone. He probably took the phone with him. Probably typing and driving. Don't type and drive.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Maybe you just had to walk down the street. I don't know where the store is, but
I don't know.
Or maybe you just had to go to the fridge. I don't know. But I think
maybe he took a bike.
To the store.
Be nice if he took a bike. I would love to see Chris on a bike, pedaling and typing at the same time in the chat with headphones on. Listening to the pre-market show.
Monster wild berry tea. Oh my god, I had a Monster drink once, and it was horrid stuff. I don't know.
The Monster, the taste is weird, but it's got some punch, man. It's definitely got some punch. Like, you want to wake up, that Monster, I think it punches harder than Red Bull, to be honest. And the Red Bull's actually okay. So yeah, that Monster stuff is strong. I'll get you going. Get the blood pumping.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Unless you
see
crazy
here.
people stress your heart with all these high caffeine drinks.
Rum and Red Bull was the club drink for me. And I drank that a lot.
Oh
and it was, the fact that I survived is a good thing, I guess, because I don't know what the hell we're thinking. Rum and Red Bull. Oh, man.
Oh
boy.
The phone's ringing again.
Oh, he's calling back to confirm.
Answer? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you should definitely answer.
Oh, it is. It's Advanced HVAC.
It's probably a real company.
Let's see what happens.
Maybe his wife is the one that made the appointment. Peter doesn't remember. It's probably a real company. Like,
Hi, is this William?
No, it is not William.
Oh, okay. Sorry, this isn't for 52 Cassia Circle.
Not even my address. Somebody gave you a fake number.
So sorry about that. Have yourself a great day.
Okay, bye. So maybe
All
the
right,
guy
so
really
that's
was.
not a scam. No, that's not a scammy
maybe
voice.
not a
That's
scam, yeah.
actually
They're
no,
literally
no.
trying to,
English was good. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
mistake.
No, it was definitely, and that's not the same person. That's not the same person that I talked to earlier. It was a dude.
No,
right,
they
that
probably
called
called
me,
the base. They called the base and said,
So
"Hey,
exactly.
this is
He
not
called
the
back
right."
and
Yeah.
said, hey, yeah, this guy just hung up on me, and I'm trying to, I'm here for the scheduled service. So yeah, I think somebody scammed them. So
Yeah.
okay, I'll give him a little credit for that. All right,
Yeah.
there you go.
You could tell. You could tell when it's a scam, and you know what?
Yeah.
You know the accent that's going to be. You know. I hate to say it, but the accent is the same. The minute I hear that accent, I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, because
And
look,
if you
they-
work in a legit company, and you have that accent, you must get this a lot. Like you're like,
That's gotta be
okay,
the but the thing is, I would say for me, if you're calling and you tell me, hi there, my name is Bob, but you say, I don't want to imitate the accent because that can be offensive, but like I know your name's not Bob. There's nobody named Bob that, so, but just say like, hey, hi, this is whatever your name is. Hi, this is Mohammed. This is, Akbar, whatever your name is. Just that's okay. Cool. Hey, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
But anyways, just don't tell me you're a Bob.
yeah, it's easy. The easygoing name,
Uh,
Like I used to work for a Chinese company, and they all had American names, and it'd be surprised. You see this person email you, her name is I don't know, Carol. She shows up, you're not Carol. Like, all right, what is your Chinese name, right? And their Chinese names are all very similar. They're all very
Well,
close.
and I
Zing,
get it.
ping, like they're all very the same thing.
Sometimes that
you know?
gets very challenging for us, right? To understand their names. There's a lot of Marys, you get it.
Oh yeah, they
someone-
pick
they
these
pick a name,
popular
they pick
names,
Mary.
yeah.
And I get it, but anyways, oh well, it's tough. It's got to be tough.
There's a lot of Zing and Ching and Dao in my company, and the American names were great.
All right, I'm
Love
still
it.
looking for trades here. Still trying to find some opportunity. I am sitting red on the day, just because I had that first loss on AMD. Had two small wins, but not enough to compensate for that loss. Watching CoreWeave, which did push green momentarily. It's back red here at the moment. We'll see what it wants to do.
Kyle is the widest name in history. No, I don't think so. Kyle actually sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a hip, cool name. Kyle.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Kyle? I don't know.
About Charles. So my name in English is Charles,
I don't
and
think
I'm
that's
just
the whitest.
like,
What is the whitest name? Chad? Yeah, that's one I'd go with.
Chad
Chip.
is pretty.
Chip?
Yeah.
Like what other person other than who's else called Chip? Phil? I don't know. Phil maybe. Tad, yeah, there's a few of them.
Tom, Bill, William. William is Bill. I never understood these nicknames, right? So we had a person who emailed me William, but their name was Bill. They call him Bill. Who makes this stuff up? Like Carlos is Charles, and I was like, how do they decide what breakdown this is going to be? Robert is Bob, right?
Yeah.
How is Robert Bob? Well, what does that make? How does that come out? Who decided this, right?
There is like a history behind that as to why that occurred.
Why?
But I don't know it offhand, but
Okay.
I do remember seeing somewhere that there was like there is a logic to it. But
There's a table to this. I'm assuming there's a table to.
somebody goes to the reference table and says, "Oh, sorry." All right, well.
Calling somebody Bob the entire life of the career, and then I find out they're Robert. Like, what do you mean you're Robert Nathan? What? I didn't know this. I've been calling you Bob forever. Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, watching
Richard.
the
Yeah, I
market here.
never. One more thing, and we'll go to markets. Richard, why is Richard Dick? How is that like? I don't understand how they came up with those letters. But that's the thing. So there's a table out there. We got to get the table. Ask ChatGPT who came up with this.
Okay. Apparently, it started in the Middle Ages as a rhyming nickname. And
Hmm.
same thing with Robert. So you know how like in Cockney they like rhyming stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, Richard,
Okay.
Rick, Dick. So William is Will, Bill because it rhymes. Robert, Rob, Bob. So it's
Okay.
apparently it's
So
just
rhyming thing. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Things are collapsing here a little bit, guys. We got a SPY moving lower. Made a new high now, turning around a little bit. SMCI is diving, so that's good for us if we can get it. VWAP breakdown, and we're just searching. PLTR kept going lower. Microsoft, just looking through my secondary, see if there's any VWAP opportunities. SMCI is the closest one right now to the VWAP for me. Peter, do you see any of your potential reversals?
My Mountain Pass type trade.
Yep.
No, I'm watching CoreWeave to see if there's a potential reversal. It's a little bit of a tricky one because I don't like it when it goes through significant levels, but I mean it did with volume hit go green momentarily. It's pulled back now. I need a retest. If it can retest and not break the previous day close, there might be a short in that, but I'm not seeing it yet. So just waiting, trying to be patient here. It's always tough when you have a little bit of a red day, right? Because you've got to, I want it back. I want to erase that. But, I got to wait for the right opportunity. And, if it doesn't happen, then you just accept the day for what it is and move on. But that's so easy to say. Much more difficult to actually do. So.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah. Volume's dropping in the market here, so the initial action is over.
Let's see here.
Microsoft is pushing towards high of day. It was one of the few that was green earlier, and it's still green here. It's up $8. 2%.
Yeah. That's funny. Just looked at my P&L. It's hilarious. Made $10.05, Peter.
What's that?
On my SMCI tray.
Oh, did you? $10?
Yeah, I
Wow.
made $10.05. That's not bad.
Place.
It's not bad. Though it's actually going to be reg. It's so close, but I guess there is a little bit of room there between entry. Yeah, there is a couple of pennies.
Apple is back up over 300. Just sitting here, still watching CoreWeave. Semis have gone.
Apple's trying to go up nicely here. Did Mike survive his entry? What was his entry?
I don't know. I think so. He would have been
Hopefully
below
he
that
did.
pullback because it came back and bounced off of VWAP. I can't remember. He did say
He posted
up
it
there
here
in the chat. Yeah.
Richard Bay Clay. I just emailed him. He won the funded account or the membership. So he just got an email yesterday from me, and he does. Let me show you what Richard Bay Clay. He does masks. Did we show them here already? The masks that
We did once.
Fire
Can't hurt
Bay
to do it
Clay.
again. It was pretty cool. Some cool stuff in there.
No, we did. Okay.
That was a while back, a few weeks ago.
There we go. This is stuff he creates. So Fire Bay Clay creates these African masks. Look at this. Pretty cool. Love the presentation.
Those are different than what I remember.
Yeah. Is this an actual wall or is this AI generated wall?
Museum setup.
Look at that. So got his names in here. So pretty cool. And there it is. Got a few on there. So cool, man. Cool stuff.
All right,
we got a lot of talent in our community. I tell you, a lot of talent.
CoreWeave is back at the previous day close here, so he wants to go. Still got
Nice.
more of the. Fortunately, the Atlas is telling me that it's interested in potentially going higher, so we'll have to see what it wants to do.
So Firebay Clay has them in a gallery in town. That's pretty cool, man. If I'm ever in that town, I'll definitely stop by. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see. Oh man, this is a tough day. Not much happening.
Oh yeah. Completely missed. What did we here and check our economic calendar? What happened? The numbers. The
Did we get
PMI
it? Yeah.
data came in at 9:45, 45 minutes ago
Mhm.
now. Completely forgot to go check it. Looks like it was positive. Came out green, a little bit above forecast, but not hugely. So a little bit positive. Let's see. What did the market do at 9:45? Well, that's about when
It was
things
just going
started to
up.
take off.
Yeah, it
things
was just
started to
going up.
move higher. So I think, yeah, looks like the market liked that. Okay.
Market right now is pulling back a bit, and you're seeing that here. Rigetti below the VWAP again. SMCI as well below the VWAP. With the market selling off, I'm looking to see if there's any other VWAP break opportunities. CoreWeave went green for like 2 seconds, then back down, trying to go green again, testing that previous day close. This was a good trade today. So if you guys took advantage of this one, great job. That was awesome. Awesome. Now, could we see a reversal maybe off the previous day close on the CoreWeave?
Potentially.
It's a great level to play it off with. Like if you're gonna play off a level, what better level than the previous day close? Let's see. Let's see what happens. Yeah, open mic. You're never as funny as you think you are when you're drunk. That's for sure. So Frank, you probably thought you was killing it, but yeah, you're never as funny as you think you are, or as your other drunk friends think you are. Right? So
Yeah, and that's the problem if you're ever a designated driver with a bunch of friends, right? And they're busy
Yeah.
all yucking up and thinking
Nothing's
they're
funny.
they're having a great time, and you're sitting there going, "Oh, good
Yeah.
Lord!" Like,
Yeah.
Can we just
Can
we wrap
can
up
this
and
ride
get you
end
guys
any
home?
quicker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's more the if you're not drinking all night and you got to watch them, like, again, they're laughing at stupid stuff, and you're like, ugh, this is what I'm
Yeah,
normally like.
yeah. Absolutely. Hello, here we go. Justin. Congratulations to Justin, friends. Look at that. $10,000 payout for Justin. So he got the top price
Awesome.
on the funded account brought to you by
Awesome.
Trading Terminal. 10K.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. So payout was today. Payout today, Justin. Congrats. So that is awesome. Great work. Great work. If you guys want to sign up for the funded account, check out barewoodtraders.com. This link's there, but also you can go straight to tradingterminal.com. That is where the funded account is hosted. And you can see that there's a board there. You can see how people are doing, how traders are doing. Let me show you this before I bring in Mike. So go to tradingterminal.com. Let's bring this over here. Sorry, peak. Well, you go to Peak Capital Trading. There's so many things you can do here, but Trading Terminal is the one I want to go to. Trading Terminal, and you can see all the stuff here.
There we go. We're green again on CoreWeave.
Yeah.
Perfect. So it stayed out of that. I was watching that to look for a short, but it was looking long based on what I was seeing on the Atlas, and
Yeah.
the Atlas never lies.
Went to the wrong one. Oh, core weave. Look at it go. It's not ready to go short. It's going higher, actually.
Yep.
It is
Definitely
going
not ready
higher.
to go short. So
All right, so let's see here. Let's see what the current traders look like. So current traders in the boot camp right now. Danya, how many has? I feel like this name has been here forever. How many has Danya done, or him? I feel like they
this is
just,
her.
oh, they just, it's a her, so just keep crushing it. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Shala,
Right? You're like this. I
Shala.
don't know if it's the same account or multiple accounts, but I don't know.
Same
Yeah.
name, the top. Shala here, 37,000. Alyssa. Oh man, all the ladies are. These are all ladies, I think, right? Sandy could go both ways, but the ladies are crushing it.
Yep.
So, awesome stuff. Amanda, John,
Why not?
10,000.
Keep saying, statistically,
yeah.
women are better traders.
It's a lot of lady traders in the community. That's pretty cool. So congrats.
And there should be.
Okay. Awesome, guys. Head over to bearwithchairs.com/funded, or you can go straight to trainterminal.com to get information about the funded account. Mike, how are you, my friend?
Good. How are you doing, Carlos?
Good, good. How did you end your Apple trade? I know you were in it. I don't know if you stuck around for that next push.
I wish I would have been able to stick around, but I got stopped out at break even right here as it came back down, tested VWAP. So I took most of my position off at 350. And then I was just looking for 302. It got up 301.50 something. I think it will eventually possibly get back up to 302, but yeah. A little sad that we had this big drop. I wasn't expecting this. That's the way it goes sometimes, you know. So, but overall, very nice trade. I'm happy with Apple there. And then I had a AMD trade that I basically got. I gotta go to the 1 minute on this. That I got a little loss on here, small loss here, and then it pushed back up as well. But hey, I cannot complain after not getting filled yesterday with these two trades. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm sitting right now. I'm kind of hoping that I can get the MES to kind of fall back into this first 30-minute candle range, and then push back up is where I'm looking to try to find an entry somewhere around 7465, but we'll see. It's interesting if we look on the SPY. I mean, you could almost, you look on the daily, you can almost see where it spiked out of, right? Like right here's the swing low, came down there, tested it. It's also today's expected move. And then if you see, we basically went from the lower expected move to almost the upper expected move that I calculated today. So, I mean, we could be in for another range day, but we also possibly have a possibility of a range day. So we're still uptrending. Overnight was bearish, but pre-market was still neutral, real range bound if you kind of see through the early morning. And then the early market was trending. So I'm basically waiting for this break and hold, right? So I want to see it come back. If I go back to the 30-minute, I want to see it come back to this 30-minute, hold it. This just pushed all the way up. This was right at the open, so it didn't ever come back. Now we're coming back to this area. I want to see it hold this level, and if we can get a push, see something that shows that we're going to push back up, I'll look to take it long. So for the futures. So that's kind of what I'm looking at today, and And other than that, just being patient, being glad I didn't waste money yesterday when the platform wasn't working out. So. Oh yeah, no problem. I can show that image again. Just 1 second. There you go. There you go for Halo 77. So there you go. You can screenshot it and it's there for you. So there you go. So that's how was your days of trading? I look pretty dark today.
Quiet.
Quiet.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see if we can get some brightness. There we go. That's a little better. It's pretty sunny out today, so.
So, watching CoreWeave, staying on CoreWeave here. We've got a short on it. A little bit of a risky short. I don't usually like going short above the previous day close, but I saw that volume spike, and then it really just couldn't get through 112. So we went short, looking for a move a little bit lower here.
SpaceX do today. Oh, I kind of did that same thing. Broke 150, came back above. Back up above that 158 level. Let's see what we... What did you all trade today? CoreWeave? Is that what you were trading?
Well, I'm trading right now. But
wish I did.
I lost money on Apple earlier. I tried to go short off the open and just got hit hard. So a big loss there. I had two small, partial break-even trades on AMD. Clearly, it wasn't a short, but that was what my what I was looking at it as. And now I'm in CoreWeave. Hoping to get down here below 110. Well, I was hoping to get below 110. Now my 50 moving average that I like to use is a 110.10. So we're just about there. Take a partial. So there, I take that partial right now. Actually, oh, there we go. Even better partial. Perfect.
Yeah,
so
look at that.
There you
Down
go.
below 109
Nice.
or below 110. There you go.
Yeah, that's the idea. All the way down to VWAP if we can.
So nice reversal off that. CoreWeave. Did it have some news today? I was listening to Gary with P Capital today, so.
It did. They had a contract to provide some services, so that was some positive news for them, which is why they. But I think they were just gapping down with the market because obviously that news pushed them higher. You can see sort of a weird chart today how they gapped down so much overnight and then just moved up. Just moved up since the open. So.
Yeah. Chris. Yeah, that isn't tradable right now. NVIDIA is definitely not tradable. Bet the 1 minute looks even uglier.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's like in a choppy downtrend.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh man, that's ugly. Tesla kind of looks the same too, just a choppy
Tesla's
downtrend.
Pretty bad. PLTR was brutal before the drop happened. After 10 it got better, but before that same thing was pretty horrible. Rigetti, quantum stuff, like a lot of stuff I was watching just did not trade well.
Here we go. Let's see what the SPY is doing as well. All right. So we got down to this opening range level now. So now let's see if we can't find an entry somewhere. Another little bit more sell-off would be nice into this candle. So
Huh. All right, come on. CoreWeave's making an excellent move down here, so I like the look of that. Not much for me to do other than sit and wait. Hopefully it'll continue. If it reverses, obviously, then I've got my stop back nicely at break even right now. So
AMD definitely clear. Oh, AMD's back below 520. Interesting. SpaceX 155, 160, NVIDIA 200. CoreWeave. Oop, that's not CoreWeave. This is CoreWeave. Apple just doing its thing. I do not see much out there right now.
No, it's not
all right,
happening.
so keeping an eye on my trade here. Oh, what happened?
Peter trading it up on CoreWeave.
Yeah, well, gotta get my AMD money back.
Nice. What's your entry? Remind us here.
Just under 112, 111.94.
Oh, so you're above the previous day close. Nice.
Yeah, because see how it was
Nice.
spiking and it couldn't get through 112. I basically got in at 1039 is my entry.
Yeah.
So
Sweet entry, man. It's
so-
good.
So because it gave me a tight stop loss, because basically if it went higher, I was able to get out. So I put my basically 112.20 was my stop. So I had like a 30-cent stop. So this is great. I mean, we're almost $4
Wow, this is-
in.
Yep,
With a 20-cent stop, right? So
beautiful
good,
stuff.
good reward.
CoreWeave on the way down. Nice.
Riding it down. That's what he's doing.
I answered some of this already, but just in case. Peter. Peter was a good
Where's
man.
the MES
What,
again.
what happened?
Peter, question for you. There was a Peter, what was your trigger to enter the trade short on CoreWeave? I think you might have talked about it a little bit, but
Yeah, so I
question
mean,
in
I was
chat.
looking for the reversal. So you know, I like my reversal plays. And if again, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was a top quality setup, but I could see how it basically broke through the previous day close. And then look at 1036. You can see a volume spike, right? A volume spike, and even with that volume spike, it couldn't quite get through 112. I mean, technically, it did 112.01. But then what happened is for the next 3 minutes, it was staying just below that level. So it was one of those where, again, while the setup wasn't ideal, the risk to reward was great because I knew if it dropped, I was likely to get $1 or $2, and I could do that with, you know, with a 30-cent risk to get a couple of dollars. You know, immediately I've got a 4, 5, 10 to 1 potentially built in. So, you know, and that's what I was looking for. So I took the risk and I got in with a stop. Just above the what I guess was the high of day, at the 112.20, like I mentioned, and yeah, said partial when it the 50 moving average I like to use as an area to partial. So 110 is roughly where it was sitting at. I took a partial there, pushed through hard, and I took another partial, by the way, when it bounced back up here through 109. So took that partial off, and now we're just waiting to see what happens. It'll either come all the way back up and go green again and stop me out, or it can go all the way down. I mean, I've got some, I got $7 before it hits
Yeah, a lot
the
of
low
room.
day. So
Yeah.
yeah. So we
I was going to
can afford
ask
just
you,
wait.
are you considering if pullback, let's say to 20, 109.80, you see a little weakness, you considering adding since you got
Not
such a
that
good entry?
close, because that's still a little close. It would bring my average down a little bit lower. We'll see what happens if it comes up and retests. What I look at is the 50 moving average, so which is right now sitting at 110.26. So if it came out just under that and then retested and failed, there might be an opportunity to add a little bit in there, but we'll have to see when we get there. Right now, I would say probably not. But
Great, man. Excellent trade. Excellent.
yeah, that's all you need. So again, I had to recover off after the AMD trade. So that's patience. Like I said, wait for your opportunity. Probably, might have been able to avoid that loss on AMD, but I took it. I tried, failed. That's okay. It's part of the game. Part of the probabilities.
Yeah, a
Second,
lot
we're
of
still
things
low.
are sideways right now. It's a little in the early or late morning, early afternoon.
The chop guy.
Make,
Choppy. Choppy.
making the chop.
There he
chop
is.
lemonade.
Sir Chops a lot. Whatever his name is. What is his name? He's a rapper. He's got like a name that's like Chop something. Anyways.
I have no idea who he is.
Somebody told
They
me
just
once.
told-
I'm like, really?
They just
I
told me
didn't even know that
download the
was his
chop
name.
meme, and I just got the chop meme. I don't know who this person is.
Yeah, but he's got like a choppy, he's whatever
Yeah?
his name is. Hold on here.
Yeah.
No, that's not
This
him.
is gonna be. There we go. Pulling back in.
Corey's making a new low. Chop Suey is the name, says Denny. Chop Suey.
Oh. Okay.
He's got to be the chopper.
Chopper.
Makes sense. Every time I hear chopper, I think of what's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, get to the chopper. Oh my god! You say
That's a
chopper, then
different-
my
that's a different
first
chopper.
thing goes to that. Get to the chopper.
Yeah.
Arnold, good stuff.
That was what movie was that? Didn't that have Alyssa or what was her name? When she was a really little girl, Commando, right? Wasn't that the name of the movie, Commando?
I don't
That he did that in.
think of so army.
Alyssa Milano was in it.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be.
I think that one was it.
Maybe you're going deep. This is a deep cut, man. I don't know.
It's like in the 80s.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is Predator.
Oh,
is the name of the
Predator,
movie.
yeah.
Predator. Yeah.
Yeah, Predator.
I had to look it up. I don't remember this thing.
I think it was. It's one of those two from the 80s. Let's see what AI tells us.
AI.
Look at that. It's the top search. So clearly we're listening.
Yeah.
It's the top
Yeah,
search.
Alyssa Milano was in Commander. She played Jenny. Okay.
Yep. In Commando, right? That's the
In
movie.
Commando, yeah. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was his daughter, I assume? Alyssa Milano played Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter? That's believable.
Yeah, but he says get to the choppa in Predator.
Oh.
Yeah, in Predator, yeah.
But Alyssa Milano is in the Commando movie.
Funny.
Yeah. Commando.
All right, Microsoft made a move back to VWAP now. And I missed that. I
Spies
missed
still moving
Microsoft.
down.
Lost focus there on Microsoft. That's too bad. I'm not sure I would have taken that, but Andrew just said DAS is the Lamborghini of trading platforms. I'm not sure I would use that analogy. I would say it's the
I use it
it's
opposite.
it's
Little
the
opposite.
Toyota Hilux of trading platforms, right? It's reliable. It does everything well. It'll last forever.
I like to use
I
this the
think it's-
NASDAQ. It's the NAS. Oh, not NASDAQ. The NASCAR.
NASCAR.
It's the NASCAR. That's one
Yeah.
I use when the onboarding class. Can go fast.
Because
It can
it's
get you there.
nuts and bolts.
But it got no power windows, no radios. You know, it's the NASCAR of trading. And then Thinkorswim,
It's
it's the
not
Lamborghini. Thinkorswim is pretty. It's got bells and whistles. It's got, charge scanners. I mean, you could do a lot with that thing, but man,
Sure.
it is sluggish,
Well, you got you got to bring it in for repairs frequently, right? So that's the
Yeah, it's going to cost an arm and a leg.
problem.
Yes.
I like the NASCAR analogy. Nuts and
Yeah.
bolts. Nothing pretty about it. Just what you need. And
Gets
then
the
you
job
can
done.
bolt anything onto it that you want, right? Like you can modify it to your specifications.
Yeah.
So
But it's good, guys. All we're trying to say is this thing is worth every penny. It really is. I mean, if you try day trading the way we trade, where I have Thinkorswim, I have TWS, Robinhood don't even try that. I try all these platforms, and especially when you're starting out, where you don't want to be dishing out $150 a month. Starting out when you're not making money in trading, that's tough, but it is worth every penny. It really is. Like, that's got to be one of your operating costs you got to consider. It's that good. So.
Yep.
Oh my God, this guy is insane. What is your problem, dude?
Is the guy calling you again for your HVAC?
No, totally different problem. It's a tenant issue. But anyways,
Is it a tendon issue?
tenant.
Oh, I thought
tenant
you said tendon. I'm like, oh wait, that sounds serious.
No. A
Okay,
tenant
gotcha.
Hey,
gotcha.
Peter, Carlos.
for a commercial
Mike.
building
Good morning.
that I've got.
How you doing, Eamon?
Gotcha.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good luck, Peter.
Yeah, Eamon's back.
Amen.
Carlos, have you got him in?
You're
here?
alive.
I am here.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
You're alive. Good to see you, man.
Yeah,
Eamon's
thank you.
alive and well. That is awesome.
How did you guys do today? On this
I had a
fine
good
amazing
trade
day?
on Apple.
Yeah.
Good job. I was watching Apple for long, but I ended up trading 3 other things except for Apple. But everything was good today. It seems like the market needed that pullback.
Well, it was good for
Yes,
some people.
I
not
was
for me.
disappointed that I was not trading futures last night because it was a great sell-off on the futures. So
Awesome.
I decided that watching soccer was more important. Norway.
Mhm.
This is more important. That's what I decided instead of paying attention to the markets.
Well,
Uh,
that's not
I
bad.
will get my life back in a month. I'll get back to my normal routine in about a month. So,
Mike, did you buy a frame for your jersey?
no, I'm actually going out today because we
Oh, yeah. Nice.
yeah, I had a lot to do yesterday, so we're gonna go. I gotta go repair a water leak at my house today. So stop by Home Depot, stop by Michael's, go grocery shopping, come back and get into the confines of my safe space here.
Our
Where I don't
I have
ever
a
have to get
I have
too
a
far.
I have a rental property in Edmonton. It rained so much in Edmonton over the last 2 days. Peter, I'm sure you knew about it, but my basement flooded and it's a freaking
Oh,
nightmare.
no.
So
Yep.
not too bad. Like luckily it was in the laundry room and like it's a up and down suite, so it didn't go in their bedroom or anything. But
Right.
yeah, it is what
Yeah.
it is. Peter, what do you think of the Kachuk trade? You lost your captain there, my friend.
I know. To trade it to
Oh,
Florida.
my
So that was
Lord.
big
Can you
news here
believe that?
yesterday. That's
Yeah.
hockey news for anybody that's
Hockey
not
news.
familiar. But yeah,
Mhm.
Brady Kachuk, his brother plays for Florida, right? So he's going to play with his bro.
Yeah.
And yeah, you look, we sort of, my wife had called it actually. She said that this was going to happen. Because when he came back from the Olympics, there was he said a lot of sort of anti-Canadian stuff at the Olympics,
Yes.
and we're thinking
Mhm.
that he just was probably going to be asking for a trade. Fortunately, yeah, I mean, I guess he did it sort of quietly, and I guess it was granted because I don't think he wanted to be here anymore. As much as I like him and I've liked him as a player, I mean, he's got to be super annoying to play against, but because he's a little bit of a
He's a rat.
he's an ass. So
Yeah, exactly.
but I
Yeah.
liked him. But I liked him. But when he was on my team, now I'm gonna hate him that he plays for Florida. So in
I
any event,
know.
but yeah, that was our big news. And it's funny, because we traded him for like all of these first round draft picks. And like first round draft picks this year, all the way out to like 2030 or something. Like it's crazy, like how
Wow.
extended it was. So yeah, it's 2032, something like that. Anyways, it was like a whole bunch of picks, but extending out like years and years. So
Well, you're building the new arena, right? That's the same thing the Flames they're doing. They're stacking up draft picks, and you get a new arena, and then you hopefully build a
I
big
don't
team. But who knows?
I don't think they got confirmation that's being built yet. But it's
Oh,
actually
really?
that's gone
Okay.
quiet. I don't know what's happened. Yes, they are supposed to building one downtown, which
Hmm.
I mean, I guess would be interesting. It's I like having it out here because it's close to me. Like it's a 10-minute drive from home, so it makes my life easier.
Right.
But, anyway. All right. Yeah.
Well,
Weird
have a good
stuff.
morning, guys.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
let you guys take over. So
care.
enjoy your trading. Glad you're alive there, Eamon. I saw you posting trades into the chat room. So we lost you abruptly, but good to know that you got everything back and running.
Well, I literally got disconnected for 2 minutes, but then I thought like, okay, it's too late to jump it back in. But
Sure.
somebody hates my fun facts for the day and they do those to me.
I love it.
There you
I
go.
love it.
All right, guys.
Okay, guys, have a
one.
good day. Yeah, we'll
Take
talk to you.
care. Bye.
Awesome. By the way, we need to stream this to the chat room. Just a reminder.
Oh, that's right. Right. Good call.
Yeah, I think Carlos is going to fix that.
Yep,
If
I'm
he's
gonna
still
do
here.
it now. Yep. Yep, I'm still here.
Awesome.
I'll send
And
it
should
over
I
to
reshare
chat.
my screen?
Yeah, reset your screen. Because it should come up once you reset it.
Done.
Okay, I'm gonna mute the chat room. Here we go.
All right. So, chat room,
YouTube, how
good
we doing?
morning. And YouTube, hello. How are you guys doing? I see a red background, Kyle, for the second day in a row.
Oh, you betcha, buddy.
It's okay. It happens. It happens.
Ah,
I
yeah.
think one of my longest streaks was 4 red days. Oh, yeah, 3 red days in a row with 2 days no trade. So it happens. Sometimes just not the best market for our strategy, right?
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on. Like I'm just on one hell of a losing streak, but it's okay. Like I've been journaling. I got a lot going on upstairs. Like I'm just super busy with life and everything. So maybe I just got to take a couple days off, honestly. But it's okay. It's all part of it, and it
Exactly.
evens itself out. Yeah. How you had a good trade on Apple?
I actually had 3 trades for today. One trade was a loss. It was on Amazon, but still, I think I read it well. I was long buys on Apple and SpaceX, but started my day with Amazon. Tried a simple 1 minute opinion range breakout. You can see that we had a nice consolidation area. around here. During the pre-market, we broke the consolidation, we retested it, and then we formed a 1-minute opening range breakout. There it was around here. So I played it for a long. I had a tight stop loss, expected an explosive momentum. That did not happen, so it is what it is. The second trade I traded was SpaceX. This, I think I got lucky on it because it literally ticked my 4-hour profit. I started a long on it, and then I added moving stop loss as tight as it was on Amazon, and I quickly managed to squeeze a 4 hours out of it, exited, and that was basically it. Andrew on BBT members actually ended up catching a really good long, which was the actual runner on it. And my best day for the day was on Intel. I know Carlos hates it, but I love Intel every now and then at least. So yesterday on YouTube, we did mention that I am long biased on INTC this week. We had a beautiful ABCD pattern, hammer last week, so I'm expecting a continuation this week. So that's probably not the last day you are going to see me trading Intel. I'll still keep an eye on it tomorrow and after tomorrow. The daily chart on Intel was also amazing. Look at these guys. This is a textbook setup. We have a consolidation area. We break the consolidation area all the way to all-time high. We retest it literally to the penny. There it is. To the penny. And I expect a continuation this week. Finally, I needed to build my trading plan. For that, I go to the 60-minute chart. And look at the 60-minute chart. Does it get any better than this? Resistance, resistance, support to the penny, support to the penny, support to the penny. And there it is. I'm waiting for the market to open and see what's going to happen around $128 area. And what do we have on the 5-minute chart? Huge sell-off during the pre-market with double hammers around the low. And then what is this setup? Bullish engulfing crack setup. So the moment it gives me the 1-minute open range breakout, I played it to the long side. I added for a 1-minute opening range breakout. And I added for an ABCD pattern, which gave me a really good average, to be fair. And that partial was a mistake. I wanted to put a limit order to partial, but it was a market order, which is why I got filled instantly. And I slowly partialed all the way to the highs. And then I was holding on to it until I see a bearish setup. So you could see that ITC kept making higher highs and higher lows, 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 and for the first time, a lower high. That was basically my signal to just get all out of these trades. So this was my best day for the day. I'm up 8.5 hours for the day.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm glad. Finally got a big day. It's so rare to get days over 6-7 hours. I get them maybe once every second month. Sometimes we get lucky. And like I mentioned, these are the days that you want to capitalize on. Sometimes the market is off, like yesterday. Yesterday I did not have a good day. Yesterday I had 3 trades. All of them were losses. One of them was break even, and 2 of them were full losses on MU. And honestly, I'm glad that I accepted the loss. Look at these guys. You see, yesterday I played MU for a long, added, got stopped out. Tried it for a second time to the long side and got stopped out. And had I been so stubborn, I could have kept re-entering, getting stopped out, re-entering, getting stopped out, re-entering, getting stopped out, and just blowing up on the day. You just need to admit that sometimes, and look at this, it kept shopping out until the market closed. So sometimes you have a bias, you feel where the market is headed, but it just never does it. And as a trader, you need to know when to stop. You need to respect your rules. The risk management rules are the most important out there, because if you are right and the market is doing what you expected it to do, hold. Make sure to capitalize the most out of your winning trades. And when it's not doing what you wanted to do, admit it, accept the loss for the day, and wait for the next day. And that's basically it. I mean, see, Kyle is red today. He just accepted it. He's done. Probably tomorrow he's going to bounce back.
Yeah. I mean, that's a perfect segue. I just shared my trade with you. I don't know. Like I was 0 for 3 today. I had
So this is
all-
Kyle's
I had-
trade?
Yeah, I had IO and Q. And listen, this is the thing that I wanted to mention today. Like, I trade 5-minute opening range breakouts, and because I'm kind of like second guessing myself, I kind of have the yips a little bit. I actually drew my range incorrectly today on the 5-minute range. Like, if you draw a 5-minute range for me, Eamon, from the first candle
Yeah.
to the 5th, I missed my entry. I thought it was on top, so I went in and then I just stopped out right away. I was like, I'm 3 minutes behind where I should be. So my psychology's off a little bit, and I'll journal it. And then so I stopped out quickly on that. I re-entered. There was no follow through, so I got stopped out, and then I actually flipped my position short, honestly. And then I don't know, I just didn't have a really good day today, so I was 0 for 3. I'm down 3R. It happens, honestly, but I don't know. I feel like I've lost my touch a little bit, but I mean that's part of trading, right? Like you just got to stay optimistic, and like Eamon says, come back tomorrow with a clear mind, journal it, and just set yourself up for success as much as you can. But this is part of it too. Like it's all not butterflies and rainbows. Like for me, like I get a bunch of emails about my funded account, and people see all this quote unquote success. I'm getting eaten alive right now. But I'm okay to share it. It's part of my journey, right? And it's part of trading, and it's good to be transparent and not always just show your winners, because it's not always like that. And it's okay, because over time your numbers will balance out, right? So it's part of the process. It sucks in the moment. Like I don't even smoke, and I went and had a cigarette this morning because as I just felt so tired. I'm just joking. I didn't, but yeah.
You know why you
So
lost money, Kyle? Because you broke
yeah,
the holy rule, the third candlestick rule.
I know. I know.
I'm kidding. It's okay. All
No,
right.
yeah.
So there was a member, Seek Visuals asking, how do you calculate your R? By the way, guys, when I say that I'm up 8.5 hours, it doesn't mean that I'm up 8.5% of my account. I'm up 1.7% of my account. My risk per trade is 0.2%. I wish I could risk, I mean, I can probably risk 1% of my account, but if I end up risking 1% of my account per trade, then I'm not going to have enough buying power left for more trades. And you could see that I was in Intel, I was in SpaceX, and I was in Amazon, 3 trades around the open. If I risk 1% on Intel, 1% on Amazon, 1% on SpaceX, that would be 3% risk of my account at the same time. And it's not that I'm afraid to risk 3%. Honestly, I'm not. I could risk 1% of my account per trade. Literally no issues with that. But I'm not going to have enough buying power. Look at this. Initial position on SpaceX was up here. Stop loss was at the low of the body. Then I'm adding to my position up here, and I'm moving my stop loss somewhere down here, and I'm getting this average somewhere around here. Finally, I'm adding one more time to my position around here, and I'm moving and I'm getting this average approximately, keeping my stop loss somewhere around this area. So you could see that my final risk on Intel was somewhere around 60 cents, right? Now, if you go for the calculator, and let's go for the normal account, $25,000 account. Okay, guys? With a $25,000 account, the 1% of the account is $250. $250 divided by 60 cents, that's 416 shares. 416 shares multiplied by 131, you need $54,000 buying power to open Intel. So you would literally be wasting 2 to 1 of your margin only on Intel. And then imagine you do the exact same thing on SpaceX, and you do the exact same thing on Amazon, because I was in 3 positions at the same time. Just not enough buying power to risk full percent of your account per trade. I mean, I could risk 1% of my account on Intel, but then I would not have been able to do it on the other tickers. Now, sometimes my stop loss is even tighter than that. And if my stop loss is even tighter than that, then I might not even be able to open one single position. So I prefer to risk 0.2, sometimes even 0.3 when I feel confident enough, because this value around here allows me to get enough buying power and open positions consistently. Now, it also depends on your trading style. If you are the type of trader who trades with wider stop losses, then probably your reward is going to be smaller. You're going to be getting 2 to 1, maybe you're going to be getting maximum 3 to 1 on your winning trades. And you probably want to risk more, 0.5% of your account, maybe 1% of your account. If you're going for very tight stop losses, then your rewards are going to be big, 4 to 1, 5 to 1, sometimes even 7 to 1. And more than that, I've hit these numbers and even more. So to be able to hit these numbers, you need tight stop loss. Tight stop loss means that you need more shares. More shares mean that you need more buying power. So you need to decrease your risk per trade in this particular case. What I usually say is that eventually, whether you're having wider stop loss with bigger risk or tighter stop loss with smaller risk, per month, consistent results for day traders is somewhere between 7 and 15%. This is the realistic gain per month, 7 to 15% of your account. When you are consistently profitable, doing your best, making the least amount of mistakes, no matter how much you are risking per trade. And I've seen these numbers literally with tens of the people that I've worked with. That's what they get eventually. Whether it's 1% risk for your account per trade, whether it's 0.2%, depending on your trading style. Now, someone said that means that you're not on margin. I am on margin account days. I am on margin account, and basically I risk 0.2 of my percent of my account using margin, because like I said, to open 3 positions, I need a lot of buying power.
And that's something I battled with when I first started trading because my account was a little bit smaller. I was definitely over leveraging. Like I was probably 2 to 3%, and it just killed me. I was still working on my strategy and all that. Um, but now it's like I just do risk 1% of it. And that's the most successful way to stay in the game. And that's really the most important part is just staying in the game. Don't blow up your account. Have a max loss on DAS or whatever platform you use and just stay in the game long enough that you don't give up and you don't become one of those statistics. Because if you blow up your accounts, like, yes, there's always funded accounts, but if you blow those up, then you'll just become one of those statistics that say, trading's it's gambling and you can't do it. You know, it's about the long game and the compound interest. So just risk 1% and you'll stay in the game and you'll learn a lot. And Eamon, don't you have a session today at 5:30, don't you? Or 5 o'clock?
Oh yeah, guys. For those who are still not aware, I am having a webinar today at 5 p.m. Eastern. If you're a BBT member, an elite BBT member, the topic will be trading breakouts using multiple time frame analysis, so don't miss it. I think it was not announced in the newsletter yesterday. Usually the webinars get announced, but there we are, announcing it right now. Don't miss it, 5 p.m. Eastern, Verbal Traders, the webinar room, and it will be recorded. It's
I will
better
be
to attend
there.
it live because you can ask questions live.
Yes, exactly. 100%. We're getting a couple questions in the YouTube chat room. Do you present your stop loss as zero point 0.2 right when you enter? Do you know what he means by that?
I think you
Point,
say, do you preset
20
your
cents? Oh, percent.
no, it's not 20 cents. It's not 20 cents. You see that your share size is calculated depending on the difference between your entry and stop loss. I'm not going to go over that in detail right now because we've already discussed that multiple times and I know that traders get bored of it. Just use this
100%.
formula. Your dollar risk per trade divided by entry minus stop loss. That's how you decide how many shares you're going to take. So your dollar risk per trade is something that you decide. I want to always risk 50 or 100 or 150. It doesn't really matter. Choose whatever number you want. Then entry minus stop loss will give you a value. For example, entry 133, stop loss 131.11. That's $1.91, for example, right? More or less. So you will go 50 divided by this number and it will tell you how many shares you can take. Now, what is your stop loss and what is your entry? That depends on your strategy. But it should always be, the entry should always be a setup. Stop loss should always be technical, not a random value.
Are you watching anything else, Eamon?
Yeah, I'm looking for more trading opportunities, and like I said, we need to capitalize on the days that are good. And since it was a good day, I'm slowly going through different stocks on my second monitor. And if we find something interesting, I might take one more trade. If it's a loss, I'll
'Cause
call it a day.
you have 2 extra bullets, don't you,
One.
to fire? Just one. Got you.
Yeah. So basically, if I had a winner, doesn't really matter how many winners in a row. One extra bullet. I stop with the loss.
Got it.
So we're looking for one more trade. What do you mean by technical? Patiently trader. Technical, it depends on the setup. If you're playing an ABCD pattern, for example, your stop loss is the level C. If you're playing a 1 minute opening range breakout, your stop loss is the low of the entry candlestick or the previous candles. If you're playing a double bottom, your stop loss is the second bottom. So technical depends on your trade book, depends on your setup. That's basically it.
Chloe's asking, can you explain Apple? Eamon, do you want to pull up pull up Apple on your screen? I mean, for
Yes.
for my style of trading, Apple was a really nice 5 minute opening range breakout. with an entry probably around 938, and then you would have caught that move to the upside. That's how I would have traded this. I didn't have Apple on my watch list, but that's how I would have executed the trade on it. Yeah, exactly. 5-minute ORB. You got it. Yep.
Yeah,
And that's
that
usually
wasn't bad actually.
that's usually my bread and butter. That's one of my favorite trading styles. But yeah, Apple was a very clean opening range breakout. IO and Q was as well. I just traded it incorrectly. I would have caught that whole move to the upside. But yeah, and honestly, I love on IO and Q when this was kind of what Eamon's taught me too. It kind of was a fake breakdown on the first 1 minute candle, squeeze through all those moving averages, squeeze through the 200, and then I mean you could have entered in and around there for a 1 minute opening range breakout. That would have been a really clean trade. There was a 5 minute there, and you would have caught that whole move all the way up to 6150. And Market Atlas was really bullish on IO and Q today. A lot of the semiconductors were really bullish because of the sell-off, I think. But yeah, even RGTI, I had that. That was kind of a little bit of a chop fest, but it had a good push out of the gates and then kind of just chopped around a little bit.
RGTI was
Uh,
amazing. RGTI was actually amazing. It did hold
ah,
this bottom around here to the penny, right? And it's the
mm-hmm.
best when that happens. Then you see it ticking below it, giving you a 1 minute open range breakout. That was ideal. It's just that you can't keep an eye on the whole market at the same time. You end up picking
Exactly.
the best two or three, but you don't know which one is going to make the run. And that's the thing about trading.
And that's why it's important to sit down before and build your watch list, like Eamon always preaches, right? And semiconductors for me have been my bread and butter for probably the last like 4 to 6 months. So I always kind of have my finger on the pulse of what they're doing. And I really love when it's trading under the 200 moving average at the open because if it squeezes through it, it's usually a pretty good long. But let the price action tell you. Michael Jameson, what is your signal on the 5 minute orb after the break? Just that confirmation candle on top of the break of that, if that makes sense. So on IO and Q, an ideal entry for me would have been to get out of the trade. Yeah, like I mean, Market Atlas is really good for this. Like if you looked at it, there was a huge order at 6150. And the anticipation for me of other traders is something I've been really backtesting on Trading Terminal as well, of when opening range traders are kind of getting out. Like if they're getting in at the 5 minute and their stop loss is 20 cents, most good traders are going to get in or out around get out at 2 to 3 R. The majority of their positions and then leave some runners on. There's anomalies like Eamon who are I mean, they don't take partials until 3 to 4 R, which is something I really admire. But for newer traders like me, I kind of anticipate where they're going to get out. So on IO and Q today, if you had the 5 minute box drawn up, my ideal entry would have been 345, the confirmation candle. So about 59, call it 60 just for the sake of the argument. Put your stop loss halfway down that extra candle. So that was a 50-cent move. And then calculate where 2R would be. And sometimes you can get the move to the downside there. So yeah, there was a huge order at 6150. So that would have equaled out to being 2 to 3R off of a 5 minute opening range break trader. And then you can see that big sell off. And it always doesn't work that way. But the more and more I've traded the style, you can kind of anticipate because there's so many opening range break traders. I feel like it's a newer strategy for newer traders because it's a pretty easy style to pick up, right? And newer traders they don't usually hold their winners as long. So at 2R, a lot of them start taking their profits. And I mean the SPY and the Qs kind of rolled over at 6150, and then that was kind of the sell off. So I would have got out in and around there.
And if you want to learn how to trade breakouts, don't miss the webinar at 5 p.m. Eastern.
There you go. Good segue. Hopefully that answers your question, Michael. You can always email me, Kyle@bearabletraders.com. I've been trading ORBs for a really long time, and I'm kind of going to the higher time frame right now, and I think that's why my psychology is off a little bit. Is because I'm not necessarily changing my style because I've been doing this for so long, but I really admire the way that Eamon trades, and it's a lot slower and it's not. But my personality is one. I don't want to compare my personality to Andrew, but like I need like instant gratification, like bang, bang, bang. Like I love the scalping mindset, but it's a very dangerous game because if you don't get out when you're wrong quick enough, the market will humble you really quick. So just stick with it and buy Eamon's book. I'm reading it, man. It is honestly putting my mind in a pretzel because like all I've known is how to scalp, right? And the way he trades is so different than mine, but he's very good at what he does. So it's playing with my psychology a little bit, but it's
Thank
okay.
you, Kyle.
It's okay. It's for the best. Yeah, no worries. Sorry.
It's for the best.
There's a
It's for
rant.
the best.
There's a
It's
rant for
ruining
you.
my trading, but it is for the best, right?
Yeah.
No, to be fair, guys, it's different trading styles. And like Kyle said, he is going for 2 to 1, for example. But again, he doesn't risk 0.2% of his account. He's risking maybe 0.5% or 1% of his account.
Mhm.
And that's what happens when you have wider stop losses. And he just told if he would have played IonQ, he would have had maybe somewhere around 50 cents stop loss on it. For a stock like IonQ, I'm not going for 50 cents stop loss. It would be like maximum 15, 20 cents. I'll try to get a technical entry to have a 15 or 20 cent stop loss. That already is cutting my risk in half in comparison to Kyle's, which means doubling my profits, right? Instead of 4R. So it's different trading styles, different risk management system, different entry criteria, different risk percentage per trade, and that gives you different results. But the thing about the opinion in range breakouts, like Kyle said, is that you could spot opinion range breakouts on every single stock out there. You take a look at Tesla, and that is the 5-minute range around here, and then you get 5-minute opinion range breakout, like 5 minutes later. You do that on Apple, you see it there. You do it on NVDA, MU, I don't know, IONQ, QQQ. Doesn't really matter what stock you trade. You just draw an opinion range breakout, you wait for the opinion range breakout, and you play it. But that on itself is not enough. There are opinion range breakouts all over the place. You literally see it on every single ticker out there. But which opinion range breakout do you want to play? Which one is going to work better than the others? That's where I think that adding at least a small touch of higher time frame analysis is going to help you better. You need an extra edge because opinion range breakouts on its own is not enough. Now, Kyle is having his own extra edge. He's looking at Atlas. Opinion range breakout on a stock that's in play with Atlas confirmation. That's already something. You are adding a small extra edge to it. For me, I add multi-layer edges, but that's totally different trading style. But again, opinion range breakouts are not the easiest, but once you understand them, they're probably one of the most profitable because once they start moving, the momentum follows through.
What else we got here?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Tom is basically having a point. It's worth to learn Eamon style, but first you need to unlearn what you have learned. I mean, not fully unlearn it. Obviously, all the knowledge that you had is going to help you become trader. But usually, when I work with traders, I'm telling them, let's start from scratch, learn what I am teaching, but then combine it with your trading style. Because I know that sometimes we develop a trading style thinking that it is correct, but you see, that's your own perspective. I think that I'm doing everything right, but then when you have second eye, a trading body, and more just looking at that, they give you some feedback. And in the beginning, you hesitate. Like I've been doing it for so long right now, and I know that what I'm doing actually works. But then you ask them a question: okay, is what you are doing right now making you money in the long run or not? And the answer usually is not. And if it does not, then probably it's worth changing, or at least some changes in it.
Modifying it. Yeah.
Modifying it. Exactly. You don't need to change the whole trading style. Just modify it a little bit.
Yeah.
Good Cow is asking for the link of the book. I just put it on the YouTube in the chat.
Yazzie Trades is asking, "What's your win rate, Eamon?" And Kyle, "What's your trading style?" Yeah, my win rates, it fluctuates. Like over the last month, it hasn't been amazing, but like with all my funded accounts, it's around 65% with a 1 to 3. And I trade, opening range breakouts, break and retests, and that's pretty much it.
Oh, look at
Eamon,
this. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, okay. You put the someone's asking for your book link.
Yeah.
You just did it. All good.
Yeah. Okay. There it is. This is Tom's trade, and that was actually beautiful. I love it. Nice breakout play around here. See, 5 minute open range breakout, beautiful ad. And look at this. This is actually similar to the trade that I have taken on INTC. So that was actually beautiful. I love it. Good job. 4.3
Great trade.
hours. You see, making these hours is not impossible, like big hours, because sometimes people are saying 4 hours consistently is not something that you can get. You can get 4 or 5 hours consistently. But you need to have an initial tight stop loss or you need to add to your position. If you're getting an entry and you're not lucky to get an adding opportunity, then you don't really need to stretch it to 4 hours. You could go for 3 hours, maybe. It's still an okay thing, in my opinion.
Oh, agreed.
And my win rate is not, I don't think it's that high. I think it's around 50% or so. If we go, for example, for my today's win rate, there were 2 trades which were winners, one was loser. If we go to my yesterday's trade, 3 trades were losers. If we go for 2 days ago, there was a loser followed, 2 losers actually followed by 1 winner. And then on the 16th, luckily I had 2 winners, but then if you go to the 15th, there were like 2 losers followed by a winner. So you can say somewhere around maybe 40%, probably, if I just go for the last 15 trades. But 14%, sorry, 40% with least winning trade around 40% 4 hours, that's still a good win rate. And also, not all of my losers are -1 hour. Some of them are break even, but I still consider them as a losing trade. Some of them are small losers. This way, you get an average loser of 0.5 hours and an average winner of 4 hours. And that's like an 8-to-1 risk to reward ratio.
Yazzie in YouTube's asking, after your 5 minute range is formed, do you enter when a 1 minute candle breaks the range or the 5 minute? I do it on the 1 minute, or do you wait for the close? But you want to see it wick through the range and then come back up and close on top of it. And then usually it'll go for you. If that makes sense.
By the way, talking about the big R's, Harvey also had a good day. Harvey has been nailing these ones consistently.
Oh, Harvey's
You
such a
see
good
these?
trader.
Look
Yeah.
at these guys. Small
Yeah,
loser,
yeah.
one big winner, 5.4
That's-
hours.
yeah.
Small loser and a 6. So 5 hours total for the day. So that's actually also amazing.
I feel like I have to trade SNDK. Like Harvey, you've been trading this for what, like at least 2 months. I always see you trade this, and I never do it. Maybe I gotta jump over there. It's expensive though, isn't it? Not that it really matters, but
I don't know. I think that Harvey's having some insider information on a SNDK
yeah.
that he doesn't
What's
want to
going
share
on,
with
Harvey?
us because probably there is nobody makes as much money on SNDK as Harvey.
You're YouTube famous. You trade 10 to 20 shares at a time, and it's already going a long way. Beautiful. Yeah, Harvey, you've been killing it, buddy. Congrats to you and your success.
What Zeke is asking, what's an R? An R is your risk per trade. You decide what it is. If you want to risk $50 per trade, your R is 50. If you want to risk $1,000 per trade, your R is 1,000. So it's different from one trader to another depending on their account size. It's just that it's not right to compare different traders based on their P&L for the day. One trader could make $5,000, another trader could make $500, but the trader who made $500 could be better than the trader who made $5,000. Why is that? Because maybe the trader who made $500 risked 100. So you risk 100 to make 500. That's a 5-to-1. And then you get that trader who made $5,000 risking maybe, I don't know, $4,000. So he made $5,000, risking $4,000. It's the risk multiplier. You want to have a fixed dollar risk, decide what it is for you, and then try to just make bigger winners than your losers. Try to make 2, 3, 4 times the amount that you risk per trade consistently.
Yeah, Harvey, I actually saw that. And I mean, that's what I love about this community, especially Bear Bull traders. Like it's always not butterflies and rainbows, right? Like I know like a lot of other YouTube channels, like they're always showing their green and all that kind of stuff, and no one really talks about their red days. Harvey, I actually saw your Hulk day in Telegram or where did I see it? But I remember your huge Hulk day, and I had one of those too. Like even in one of my funded accounts, like I was trying to get the first place, and I lost like 16 grand. And yes, it's just funded account play money, so I wasn't really attached to it as much. But listen, it's all it's not all good and bad. Like you look at Andrew as well. Like he's had a couple $1 million losses of real money. Could you imagine? Like my brain couldn't even understand that, like losing that much money. But like what I admire about him too is like it's the bounce back, right? Like you trust your system, you know that you can come out on top of it. Stay optimistic, trade your system, and eventually you can come out of it. And I know I will too. Like I'm in a bit of a slump and it's okay. Like I know I can trade. I know how to trade. That's the thing. It's just like I have a lot of outside noise. Like it was Father's Day. It was my 40th birthday. I had my stag. I'm getting married in a month and a half, so I have like all this. It's not even external pressure. Like I'm happy that these things happen, but I want to perform for my family, right? So there's that pressure. But I mean, it is what it is, and you just have to deal with it. Everyone has their own stuff that they deal with, but it's how do you execute your edge every single day? And for me, it's working on just not trading sometimes. It's like if you're having a bad day, just don't trade, or just like even for me, like what Eamon said yesterday really struck with me too. I was like, why don't you just trade in a simulator? Because the simulator still gives you a bit of that dopamine kick. You're still clicking the button, and it's not necessarily a good thing to do that all the time. Um, but I feel as a trader sometimes like I just need to trade, but you don't. And I'm still battling those demons all the time. So it is what it is. And and that's the thing, like there's levels to trading, right? And I'm still learning. Like I've only been doing this for 3 years. Eamon's been doing this for 10 years. His discipline is way better than mine. And I'm okay to admit it. He's way younger than I am, but I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I don't care because
You
he
do look
knows what
younger
he's
than me, though.
doing. Oh, thank you. And that's the thing. There's levels to it. Like when you first start trading, people ask me all the time, like, how do I set up my montage? Like in the dash setup, like so you need to build confidence at every single level. And I'm just unlocking a different stage in my trading career, and I know it's part of the process, and it'll work out. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. That's day trading for you. That's what we signed up for.
Exactly, Candy. Age is just a number.
Age is just a
Zeke,
number.
I
Yeah.
started at 22 years old. I think, yeah, around 21, 22. That's when I started trading. And when I just started trading, I was like, oh, I wish I started when I was 18 years old. I would have had 2 or 3 years of experience by now. And I thought like 2 or 3 years of experience is just a lot. But 2 or 3 years of experience, I mean, it is decent, but it's still not that much, in my opinion. I mean, it's different depending on how fast you grasp the information, how disciplined you are. But here I am 10 years later and I still learn new things every single day.
And again, that's part of being involved in a good community. Like when people are transparent about their wins and losses, like it's all part of the process, and it's okay. And like I said, I know I'll come out of it, but being in this game for 3 years, like you compare it to education, right? Like you go to school for 4 years, you get a degree, then you want to be a master, you want to get your master's, you want to get your PhD. Like it takes time, and just enjoy the process. And that's what I know it's part of the process. Are you looking at
Alexander, it's not too
SpaceX?
late. Alexander is saying I'm 59 years old, but to be honest, it's not that late. I've worked with traders who are 65 years old. And you'll be surprised, but they made it to consistency, so it's not too late to start. I literally work with a few traders who are above 65 years old and they are crushing it in the market. They are having really good results. So if you think that it's too late, just drop it out of your mind. It's never too late and it's never too early. It literally depends on you. And I think that the part to success is two things. You need two things to become consistent, profitable trader. First thing is discipline. Two, a system that's working. A system that's working is not that difficult to find. It doesn't need to be mine or Kyle or Andrews. Just figure out what your personality is. See what moderator, for example, you fit more into, watch their webinars, take a look at their trades, spend some time on the charts, develop that system, and then just stay disciplined working on it. And I think discipline is probably one of the hardest things to work on. I usually say this, that if you make one mistake per week, which is like 4 mistakes per month, it's not good, but with 4 mistakes per month, there is a chance to make some money by the end of the month. But if you make 2 mistakes per week, statistically, just looking at a lot of traders stats, you will be stuck around break even or slowly losing some money. So it might seem that I just 2 mistakes, 2 trades per week that I broke the rules on. These 2 trades are literally ruining your results for the whole week and by the end of the month for the whole month. Discipline is literally the game changer. And one of the things they advise traders to do is to change the reward system. Right now, we think that if I made money, I had a good day. And if I lost money, I had a bad day. This is not a good mindset. Because later in the long run, you start associating success with making or losing money. And whenever you have a red day, it starts influencing you. Should I maybe continue trading to switch my day from green to red? Whenever you have a losing trade, you know that the day is not going well. You want to survive that. So you start breaking some rules. And that's the worst thing that you could do to yourself. So you need to associate a good day and a bad days by the way you followed the process. If you followed all the rules that you had, then you had a good day. PNL doesn't matter. And if you broke the rules, then you had a bad day, even if it was a green day. This way, by the end of the day, even if it was a green day, you're not going to feel good about it because you knew that you reached this green day by breaking the rules and that in the long run, this is not a system that's working. And whenever you are following the process, you want to reward yourself with whatever it is. Drink a cup of tea with a piece of cake, have a nice walk, whatever it is. And if you are breaking the rules, then you need to have some consequences for that. Whatever it is, I mean, do something you don't like, clean the dishes, clean the house, but whatever you want to do, I mean, something that you do not enjoy. This way, your brain is going to associate breaking rules with negative consequences. It's not going to like the consequences, so it's going to respect the rules over the long run. And it might be silly or sound stupid what I'm suggesting around here, but trust me, in the long run, it works.
Sammy in the chat is mentioning Dell. Yeah, pop that up on there. Nobody, I never even all day. No one's mentioned Dell all day. Wow, it's a good little move. Up 1%.
It was a good move, and it was a beautiful fake breakdown as well. I doubt I would have traded it. That's one of the stocks that I'm much familiar with. But
So the fake breakdown, you see that on the 5-minute chart on the second candle.
it's more clear on the 60-minute chart than on the 5-minute chart, right?
See, here we go. Yeah.
There it is. There it's clearing it down and recovering. So probably a good entry would have been here at 931 or 933, which would have failed, but then it gave a nice re-entry point. And this is the thing about trading. Sometimes you know where the market is headed. You get a good entry because at the moment, real time. Yeah, at the moment, real time, this looks like a good entry. There it is around here. This, or maybe this. This looks like a real entry. But then it ends up failing. And then later it gives you the second setup or the second entry. So losing is literally part of trading. You do your best, getting the best possible entry, but sometimes the best possible entry still ends up failing. It doesn't mean that your idea was a bad idea. Keep watching the stock. If it gives you a second chance, take it. If it fails second time, then stop revenging. Like yesterday when I played MU, I tried it first time, I got subbed out, and I thought that it's still looking good. Maybe my timing was off, so I tried it the second time. It failed the second time, and then I'm like, okay, man, my idea could be right. It could work, but I'm not willing to give it a third or fourth or fifth attempt.
Can you go over your Rob in the chat's asking about spreads? Like, can you go over your analogy of how spreads aren't necessarily always the worst?
It depends really on the stock and how much it moves. Take a look at the average true range. For example, if you take a look at SNDK, you can tell that this stock usually makes around $150 a day. So probably per trade, it's not that difficult to make $40 or $50 move on it. And if you are going to be playing SNDK, I mean, depending on your risk size, but let's say you want to risk, I don't know, maybe $100 per trade, for example. SNDK is probably going to have $1 spread. Sometimes maybe $1.50, maybe even $2 if it's not liquid, but usually it's maybe somewhere around $1 spread. If you're risking $100 with then on SNDK, and your stop loss, for example, is somewhere around $2, let's say, or let's say it's probably not going to be $2. If you're going to be playing SNDK to the long side, your stop loss is going to be there. It is around here. You see, somewhere around $20, because that's how big the 1 minute candlestick is. Somewhere around $20 per minute at the open. So your stop loss is not going to be tighter than $10 on SNDK. Literally not tighter than $10 on SNDK. And with $100 risk per trade, it's 10 shares. If you buy SNDK, you will be down only $10. It's $1 spread per share. It's nothing. And if it's going to go in your favor, you can make somewhere around $50 or $60 move. And with 10 shares, that's around $500 or $600. Does that make sense? So, in my opinion, whenever you are taking a trade, the spread should not be more than 10% of your stop. That's how you're not going to blow out. If your stop is 10 cents, you do not want to trade anything with a spread more than 1 cent. If your stop loss is $1, then 10 cents spread is acceptable. If your stop loss is $10, then $1 spread is acceptable. So in short, realistic spread is 10 cents of your stop loss. Now, if we take a look at Dell right now, the spread on it is 25 cents. But to be fair, that's not that much in my opinion. Because if you are to play Dell, your stop loss is not going to be $1 on it. It's probably going to be somewhere around $2, right? That's basically how big the 1 minute candlestick is. There it is, the 1 minute candlestick going from 422 to 424. $2 stop loss, 10 cents of that. Oh, sorry, 10% of that, 20 cents. That's enough realistic, in my opinion. But I don't think even $2 is good enough. It's too tight on this stock.
Oh, we got a new Lambos and Garbage Truck member, Mike Fields. Welcome. All right.
Welcome,
Lambos and
Mike
Garbage
Fields.
Trucks. It feels like forever ago. The pigeons and the garbage trucks at the old office. Like that's how I've been. Like you think about it, like 3 years ago. Like I've been with the community for that long, and like I remember all the garbage trucks and the pigeons. People ask me like, what's the deal with that?
DJ. Oh, I remember that. It's the old office,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Andrew would be doing a breakdown and there would just be garbage trucks and pigeons cooing in the background.
Yeah.
Did you say your stop loss should not be more than 10%?
No, the spread should
spread,
not be
yeah.
more than 10% of your stop loss. But yeah, let's see what we have there. Someone asked about a reversal on Tesla. So let's take a look at this one. Is it going to be good for a reversal? Daily chart looks interesting for a reversal. We are sitting at a good zone on the weekly as well. 60-minute chart seems to be all selling off into a beautiful level. So yes, Tesla is a good candidate for a reversal, but it's going to take some time to set up. So far, there is not a single sign of a reversal on the hourly chart, and I don't see that not on the 13, neither on the 15. It's clearly selling off. I think to play a reversal on Tesla, we first need this hourly candlestick to close, and then we need to wait for the next hourly candlestick. We needed to make a new low of the day and only then start looking for a setup. And the least thing you want to see, or the least amount of confirmation, is a reversal candlestick on the 15-minute chart with double bottom on the 5. But that's literally the least amount of confirmation. I'll keep an eye on it. This is a good call out. Not bad, actually. So I'll keep an eye on it during the afternoon session when I'm in the chat room at BBT. And if it sits up, I'll take a reversal on it.
We had a very similar setup yesterday on Amazon. Like you were explaining almost the exact same thing. And you didn't take the trade because you didn't have any bullets left, but it's almost the same, right?
Yeah, and it did work out, right? I mean, yesterday.
It did work out,
when,
yes.
Yeah, when we were talking about Amazon, it actually ended up going well.
Okay, we got another Lambos and Garbage Truck member. Welcome, Tourzaya. Is that how you say that? I guess so.
Oh,
Intel
Tourzaya,
broke
hello.
through VWAP. Let's see here. You want to pull up Intel, Eamon? Let's have a look here.
Yep.
INTC. I don't know. Did that break through VWAP? I think, I'll go into the short side. I see what you mean. Yeah. I think I've asked you this before, Eamon, but when the volume's increasing like this, Is that considered absorption around this point or no?
Well, it depends on where you get increasing volume. If we started getting increasing volume at the breakout area, that's what we call ignition volume, and it's the beginning of the move. If we started getting increasing volume at the end of the move, then that's exhaustion volume, and it's probably a sign that there is a pullback that's going to happen or a reversal. But that's just a sign. For example, if we take a look at INTC around here, we're having a volume spike at 11:49, and it's not happening at the breakout area. It's happening a bit later than the breakout area. So that's a sign that there is a pullback that is going to happen, which is exactly what's happening right now. But the real question is, how big is this pullback going to be? Because these things just broke a multi-hour consolidation area. So probably the biggest amount of pullback we're going to get is going to be somewhere within this zone before the second leg to the downside. So we're having exhaustion volume at the bottom indicating a pullback, but we don't have a reversal setup to the long side. And in this case, this increasing volume probably should be ignored. And Chansey, I put the link in the YouTube chat for the book.
Torza, you're asking Kyle, do you use a hotkey equalizer for a set amount? Yes. Yeah. I know you just joined the community, but email me, Kyle@bearabletraders.com. I'll send you the equalize risk hotkey. And it's also in the back end. If you are a Bearable Traders member, it's in the downloadable section.
Since the market is reversing, maybe it is sitting around the pre-market lows. It seems like we are holding the pre-market lows, and we could have a pullback. We could have a reversal. One thing is that we did gap down more than the average true range today, which is a bullish sign actually. So yeah, this could actually be the beginning of some sort of a move to the long side. I would not say a full reversal. It's not the worst for sure.
Alexandre, I'll find my way. This community is the best. Yeah, I mean, this Bearable Traders has taught me everything I've learned. So you're in the right place. Just take your time. I've been trading 3 years, and everything I've learned is from this community. So just stick with the process.
NVIDIA is following the market. The whole market seems to be reversing right now or bouncing back. And I can see that NVIDIA, SPY, the Qs, they all are doing the same thing. If you think that that's enough for you, you could jump for a reversal. I would wait for longer because I'm not really sure what's going to happen yet. And I have one last bullet to trade. I'll make sure that it's worth it. But that definitely wasn't a bad fallout.
What's our good friend SpaceX up to? It's climbing back up here.
We
That's
are
good.
going to have a break of the high of the day on this thing. There is a big order on Atlas, 108,000 shares to 160, and it's probably going to hit it within the next couple minutes. We're just sitting too close to that area, to that big order. And we know that market loves moving towards liquidity. And this is just too obvious, like too obvious.
Oh yeah, it's gonna go.
Yeah, it's going to go there.
Even on the level 2, there was just holy. Oh yeah, this is gonna punch through. Let's see here. No, maybe not. What do I see? What do I know?
It's probably going to hit it. If not
Yeah.
now, then in the next few minutes. But this is
3 to
too
4
obvious to be
minutes.
ignored. This is too obvious
Mhm.
to be ignored.
I wonder if John's taking this trade. Oh no, John's on vacation. He's not trading.
Wait, Peter is playing CRWV. Did you long it, Peter?
CRWV.
Yeah, I think he did jump in for a long on it. For this looks like a mountain pass. And it looks interesting. It's also supported by a good level.
Where do you
I'm
see
sure he
his
played it
entry
early.
being
1151.
1150? That's what I was
11.
thinking.
Yeah, I see 1151. I'm not sure if I'm wrong, but I know that for reversals, you need to get the best possible entries closer to the bottoms, and
Hey,
probably he get 1151. Did you get there, Peter?
hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm short.
Oh, you're sure?
Yeah. I mentioned it earlier, maybe just before you got on. I got short at 10:39, basically right above the previous day close. See how it made that sort of double top? It sort of
Yep.
tested
Oh.
and failed at 112. I'm at like 111.94. And I've been riding this thing all the way down, so it's beautiful. I mean, I took a
Atta
30-cent
boy.
risk and got a
Wow.
$6 move. So
But you see
yeah,
this? Still,
I'm very happy.
literally in the beginning of the move.
Yeah.
Literally in the
Well,
beginning. For
you
reversals,
know
what
that's
you
how
get.
I like to play them, right? So
Yep.
and it's good because I had a loss. Well, I had a loss at the beginning of the day on AMD, so I needed this to cover it, and it certainly more than did. Right, my loss was a little bigger than expected, but so far I've already put in the bank. Oh my God, what is this? 6, 7, 8,
7
9,
R.
10. I've put 10R in the bank already, and I still have a quarter of my size left. So we'll see what happens.
Well,
But
that's
it's a
amazing.
great,
Peter. Wow.
yeah, it's a great
Beautiful
trade. It
trade.
worked a lot better than I expected, but this is exactly what I live for, right? These types of trades. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I love these. I love when they're supported by small fake break of the high of days or break low of the days. Right now, it looks like it's setting up for a long all the way to view up along with the whole market, but 10 hours already locked in.
It
That's
might.
more than one could ask.
Exactly. And you know, like, I don't know what it's going to do now. It's sort of beyond,
Yeah.
you know, what my trade setup would dictate. So I can afford to hold on, right? And if it continues to show
Yeah.
weakness, maybe it'll come up and hit the VWAP and show weakness. Now I can very safely add, and being that my break even is so far above the current price action, like I could actually add pretty heavy and hope for just a small move downwards and really profit. So we'll see what happens, right? We still have 4 hours, left in the day. Lots of time to figure it out.
Beautiful
I love this
trade.
tactic. When you get a really good
Yeah.
entry and a good average, even if you are left with just a few shares, you can literally not double your position, not quadruple it. You could literally 8-time exit or 10 times more, and then you just go for one final push, like literally one final push, couple minutes, 3 minutes, and all out.
Yep.
There goes SpaceX shot through there. Exactly what we said. That came up to
That was
61.
too easy to read. That was too easy to read.
Yeah. That's why Market Atlas is such a game changer. Never lies. I actually sent that other one to Andrew. I got this one made. Look at this one. Same one, but I got the Bearable Traders logo on the shoulder. See that? Hopefully Andrew's okay with it. See that? Bang.
Well,
Bearable
we'll
Traders
know
on
if he
one
wears
side.
it or not.
He'll be sending
was-
a lawsuit for copyright infringement soon.
You're gonna
That's what I was
There
scared.
it is.
That's why
You're
that's
trying to
why
do
I
good,
s-
but it ends up bad.
That's why I
Kidding.
sent him
It
the
looks great.
original. Yeah,
looks
I sent
great.
him the original to just keep the peace with the man
There you
himself.
go. Perfect. Nice.
What do we got? We got 1 minute left. How many did we get to 500 likes? Oh, not yet. Unfortunately, no giveaway today, folks. What
That
are we
was
at?
close.
461. Not bad.
Well, guys, that was close, and we are getting closer to the 12 p.m. Eastern. So, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me, Ayman@bearabletraders.com, or Kyle@bearabletraders.com, or Peter@bearabletraders.com. Trade smart, take it slow, don't force it. Hit the like button, share, subscribe to our channel, and we'll be back tomorrow same time, even earlier.
And
a day Eastern.
don't
See you
forget
guys.
5 o'clock for Eamon's multiple time frame analysis in the Bearable Traders room.
Awesome. See you guys. Thank you, Kyle.
Okay, cheers, guys. Bum, bum, bum.